Yesterday, there's no need for us to have a recap since we are going to have eventually a very good communique that will come out later. But I would like to thank the representatives of the Northeast Economic Forum. To be very honest, I think I heard of them once or twice, but I never knew that many of my very good friends are in it and they are playing very active role. So I commend you and I congratulate you, and I also encourage you to not rest on your oars, to continue to push until we are able to pull out our people from the current state we are in. Today, in continuation of what we have started yesterday, we intend to have again a full package of our activities. But I think the MC will guide us on that. My own role is just to welcome us once again and to implore us to kindly listen to the presentation. Because of the time, he may not be able to pour everything out. We cannot, like questions that we think we have. And since this is there will be different models that he will be sharing with us, let me just say that, all of us in this room have one thing or the other to learn and to key in, irrespective of the interest we are representing. I think yesterday we had how people switch businesses from medical to farming, from farming to health, and so on. So please, I urge on all of us to listen attentively and to be able to get the best we could. Thank you and welcome once again.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for giving me the podium once again. Thank you for that welcoming address, please. Mr. Chairman, Convener, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, today, as our able chairman said it is packed with a lot of things. In fact, it is the food for the bottom pours. We are dishing out quite nutritional food for all of us in the area of solid minerals and in agriculture. In the program today, we are going to have a little of goodwill messages. Before then, after then, we'll entertain one or two questions from what happened yesterday, so that it can at least broaden our mind and understanding of what took place yesterday. And for those of us that were not around yesterday, we'll have a full idea of this was what happened. And for you asking the question to be clear on so many things, because actually it is a technical session. So I want to call on the Professor Hamid of the NEF, that is Northern Elders Forum, to come and give us a 2 minutes goodwill message. Professor Hamid, please. You are welcome on board for your goodwill message. May we all clap for him, please. He's a professor from Adama State University. We want to still say that once you are here in the podium, remain here, because once you leave this cycle of where I'm talking, our media guys and those trying to put up a documentary together will not capture what we want to have. So remain in the podium and say whatever you want to say. Of course, Professor Alim.
Where is it? Oh, this one? Okay. Thank you, sir. Yeah, thank you very much for giving me the privilege. My respected elder statesmen stayed here, chiefs of various security agencies, business executives, my younger ones and my colleagues, Good morning. I just came from Northern Elders Forum pre-summit meeting, and the whole summit or pre-summit targeted three main sectors: mining, number one; agriculture, number two; and power, number three. So you can see from the three sectors, what we are doing here fall in rank, which is talking about the mineral resources. The message was targeting the entire northern state, the 19 states of Nigeria, and our elders felt that things are not in a good shape, especially in the northern Nigeria. So they are in disarray. And for we to get it right, we must revisit our mining, we must revisit our agriculture, and we must revisit our power. Because everybody is fully aware that the northern economy has played a significant role in the nation's development in terms of infrastructural development and industrial growth. There is no doubt about it, both at pre-independence and after independence. It was later things started to change shape. But the message to all of us here is that we must pay attention, especially to this mining. We must pay attention to agriculture, and we must also pay attention to power. So it's like a will they are passing to us. When you have a father and when he's about to go, he will like to see you on the right path. So the message is that unless we pay attention to these three sectors, mining, agriculture, and power in the northern part of the country, we may not get it right. All this insurgency, all this poverty, all these bad things we are seeing, if we can focus on these three sectors alone, is enough to take us out. So I say once again, congratulations for the organizers of this summit. And we are expecting the Northern Elders Forum Summit sometimes in May, because what we went is just for the pre-summit expert session. So I would like to see a significant contribution from the mining sector of Adamawa State, from the agri sector of Adamawa State, and from power sector of Adamawa State, so that we can package it as our contribution from Adamawa State to the summit. Thank you very much.
Professor Amit, you're welcome, and we thank you for this wonderful message. In our next line of item, it is a goodwill message where the government officials, I don't know who is around for now, but I think for this honor, I have the singular honor, since we don't have one on ground, to call on my own former Commissioner of Agriculture, person of Engineer Amadou Waziri, to come and give us his good wish message. You're welcome, please.
Okay, so this works. I see he has packed away all the three microphones, and I was wondering what I was going to speak with. The officials who organized this event, the preponderance of government officials, high-ranking members of the academia, and the rest of us, people like me, who does not fit in any of that. He described me as a government person. I'm actually not a government person. I have and still do work for the government, but peripherally. But I'm not a civil servant. I've never been a civil servant except for 2 months at the beginning of my career
before I even went to the university. But I've always somehow found my way into government, and I've worked for government severally. So I acknowledge all of us who have found time to come to this conference, or two-day conference. When I saw a notice in one of our agri-engineering platforms about this conference, I became very curious about how you would put together a conference on agriculture and mining. I wanted to know how it was going to roll out. You know, people who are interested in mining are not the same as the people who are into agriculture. And that was one of the main reasons why I actually took time from Abuja to come to this conference. Yes. There's something also that's going on that I would say I'm a stakeholder. The Bank of Agriculture is currently in the process of being recapitalized by the federal government. In fact, people who know details of the current budgetary proposals of the federal government would know that the federal government has put in about 1.5 trillion naira to recapitalize Bank of Agriculture. But before this, there are a group of us that have been working to try to make the Bank of Agriculture a Bank of Agriculture and Natural Resources. I was an executive director at the Bank of Agriculture some time ago, and so I had the privilege to join these people. And for any sector to really succeed, it must have access to funding to develop it. So while Bank of Agriculture was there for the agriculture sector, although it didn't do as well as it was expected because of all the Nigerian issues, the mining sector never really had a bank. And for some reason, nobody had pushed for the mining sector to have a bank to finance its development, to finance stakeholders who are in mining. So we thought it would be a great opportunity to make the Bank of Agriculture a Bank of Agriculture and Natural Resources, or even just a Bank of Natural Resources, so that it will fund both agriculture and natural resources. So when I saw these two sectors being put together for discussion at a regional conference, I wanted to see how it will turn out, and if whatever I take away from it may contribute to the efforts that we're making in making the Bank of Agriculture, BOA, a Bank of Agriculture and Natural Resources. So this is some of the reasons why I came to this conference. Now, I also want to share a thought or two about my feelings about these sectors that we are in, especially in the northeast part of this country. We come from a very richly endowed part of the world, but we never had the opportunity to organize ourselves enough to exploit our environment, to exploit the endowment that God has given us. When Dr. Parker was reeling out all the different minerals that are found in this part of the country, I was very excited. I was very excited because the future is very promising. There are people who know already, probably more than we do, about what we have. and they are preparing to come with their resources to invest in exploiting our resources. With agriculture, everybody knows that the northeast part of the country has all the potential to grow crops from the northern Sahelian edges of the region down to the temperate Mambila Plateau. You can grow just about anything in this part of the country. And the market for what we will produce is there, starting within the country and then to export outside the country. We are close geographically to the Middle East that has a huge market for what we can produce, and we're even closer than all these East African countries that send flowers and so on to Europe. We are closer to Europe than they are. We just need to organize ourselves. We need to organize ourselves. We need to understand what are the issues that are blocking us from doing better than we are doing now. And then we need to plan to improve our capabilities. Certainly, in agriculture, mechanization, as my brother here would corroborate, and you know, we should not be, how do I say, talking romantically about what we can do, what can be done, and so on and so forth. We should just go for it. We need to mechanize. We need to improve our methods. We need to educate people who are in this sector and people who are willing to come into this sector about the possibilities and so on. And we should not keep waiting for government to be the ones to do something. Our private sector have a lot to benefit by putting their resources into these two sectors. So this conference is a Kickstarter, and please, let's publicize as much as possible whatever that's been discussed here, and let's not relent. Let's continue immediately after this conference to do all the necessary things that should be done. I'm happy to be here, and I will pay attention. I will open my ears very attentively to see what I can take away. And in all the places where I'll find myself, I will take what I have learned here and what connections I may make here to see how some of these things that we should actually be realizing in the Northeast, we can realize. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, and thank you for that call. Engineer Amadou Waziri has actually told us that he is a critical stakeholder when it comes to agriculture and solid mineral resources, not only in Adamawa State and in Nigeria. For him to leave his comfort zone, I know he's a busy type person. Severally I used to meet him in journeys here and there. So then you should know that it's something serious we're doing today. He said we should pay attention, give it a rough listening ear, and get all the packages we need to get, and then we can develop our state and our country. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, member of the press, Master Chairman, at this point, we want to allow one or two persons that yesterday they were not really clear with some certain modules or presentations that either Dr. Parker presented or either of the person, to ask a question or questions so that the person or the whole gathering will be clear or understand the concept of why we are here. If you are asking a question, please ask a direct question. Don't give the preambles. Give us the question. We have our expert here. The convener is here to respond, please. Is there anyone with a question, please, regards what we discussed yesterday? Or we will ask our ushers, if you have a question, please. write it down. Oh, you have a question. Come up for your question, please. But if you have a question, write it down and make sure that you give to one of the usher. You have a way of giving me up here, please. You can come upstairs and ask your question. Give us the question, no preambles, please.
Yeah, thank you very much for giving me the opportunity. I have introduced myself, but I want to give another introduction. I am the president, Adama Entrepreneurs and Agribusiness Cooperative Union, and also the vice chairman, Northeast Cooperative Stakeholders Forum, Adama State Chapter. From the introduction, you can see we have a lot of members that are into different enterprises. And my question goes like this. As young people, actually, we need support, whether it is mining, whether it is agriculture, or others. So the question, as rightly pointed out, you cannot venture into these things successfully without a very good financing arrangement. If you are to go to the bank with the high rate of interest rates, I don't think you will get it right. So my questions, we want to organize ourselves into innovative platforms, which is very key, so that at a click, you can get our members, what they are doing. But the questions remain, how can we get affordable, cheaper, and accessible financing? That's the key question. Thank you, sir.
This question is to Dr. Parker, I guess. Sir, is asking a question. As an entrepreneur in agriculture and Solimarab, how can he get affordable, I think, loans, soft loans, affordable, or access to loans and prices of commodities he thinks he can use in agriculture? You may wish to answer those questions, please. Can we give us?
Yeah, I think it's a very good question that each and every entrepreneur asks every now and then. But the question is that I want to assure him one thing is that every viable project attracts finance, number one. The biggest problem that our businesses doesn't attract financing is simply because we don't have a very clear, realistic business plan that is handy, not sophisticated. Most of our business plans become very sophisticated such that a local investor or the most simplest form of an investor will not even understand you clearly. The plan doesn't mitigate risks. Yesterday, BOA, BOI, NECPC has given us confirmation of some type of funds that are available with them. But the structure for inclusion is the problem. And most of the people that are trying to access funds for MSMEs productivity inclusion also doesn't have equity at all. So you will wonder, somebody is doing business and he wants somebody to fund him and he don't have 10% of the required project financing. How do you think that a funder will have some sort of confidence in him financing such an MSMEs? That's the problem number one. And the truth of it is that we are looking for cheap funds. Cheap funds are really not too cheap per se, because there are type of funds that we normally come across as MSMEs. You will discover that repayment has given a very bad history. So these are some of the problems. We were having a problem last time with Central Bank Development Finance in terms of MSMEs financial inclusion. But when you see the record of bad debts from the platform of micro, small, and medium enterprise BMOs, you will quite be discouraged in extending the facility. Some people will believe me here that even during the Anchor Borrower Scheme, which is basically targeting MSMEs, larger percentage of such funds has not been recovered. NISAL intervention programs, they are struggling to recover some certain percentages of these finances that has been made available for MSMEs. So I think there are some recommendations we want to give ourselves during this second session so that we can find a way of looking inwardly into a creative financing model that is safe and circular generating techniques that can work for us. That's my answer to this question. Thank you.
Can we just give him a round of applause, please? Ladies and gentlemen, that was a wonderful response from our convener, Dr. Parker. In our midst, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Chairman, is Dr. Tasiu Idi, is the ADAS P coordinator in Adamawa State. May we just clap our hands for him, please? In our midst also is Dr. Marcus Peter Mbaki, is the DPRS, Minerals of Livestock, and Minister of Livestock in Adamawa State. Can we just give him a round of applause, please? While we are trying to listen to answers and response to the question, I have seen a very great personality walking in. I call him our Fintri as far as this gathering is concerned, because he has dual responsibility. He's the representative of the governor of Adamawa State and he's the commissioner. Sorry, sir, I wanted to upgrade your status. I wanted to say you are the minister. Well, he's the commissioner of commerce in Adamawa State. He's just walking, sir, you're welcome. And at this point, I want to still welcome you on board because we would have even given you the opportunity to give your welcome address from the angle of the governor. So welcome up to the podium and still give us your goodwill message for today and set the ball rolling in your own. You're welcome to the stage, sir.
The chairman of this August gathering, the convener, the representative of the Chief Judge of the State, other distinguished personalities, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I just want to thank God for this opportunity to make few remarks this morning. Because yesterday I actually gave out the speech of His Excellency as directed and highlighted some policy matters as regards solid mineral resources in the state as well as the effort of government towards agric revitalization. It's indeed my honor to say that the Adamawa State government is pleased to have this type of event here. You can see the representatives of various ministries that are directly linked with this particular event. And that shows the commitment of government. We want to welcome our special guests, especially those from outside the country, from Ghana in particular, Niger, Chad, Cameroon, and those from other states within the country. You are most welcome to Adamawa State. I urged you yesterday to take little time to go around Yola City to see the effort of our governor towards the transformation of the state into a mega city. What we have seen within Yola town or Yola city is just small. compared to what is being done at the local government level. As we have seen the infrastructural development in the state, it cut across every local government. Indeed, we are grateful to God for giving us such a governor who is visionary and who has that mission to take Adamawa State to greater height. We know God has prepared him for this job, and the people of the state are experiencing fresh air in terms of overall development. Indeed, this type of event will go down to assist in boosting our economy, because the governor is very keen in stimulating economic growth through entrepreneurship. And this is the reason why he created the Ministry of Entrepreneurship. Just remove it from other ministries so that the lower level people will experience this type of development. He has also created PAWICA. It's an agency for empowerment of lower level people to go into small scale businesses. As I've told you yesterday, we have ultra-modern market, which is a mall that can be compared with any international mall in the world. I've visited so many countries outside this country, and I know the standard we are setting is far better than some in some big cities. And that means encouraging commerce and trade so that investors will be attracted to come into the state. The governor does not even encourage people to take loan, but made provision for small-scale business to access small funds to run their businesses. And that is the purpose of PAWICA. And in the last 4 years, they have been doing that. So I encourage all of us to take advantage of this opportunity provided by the state government to key into the program. Let us organize ourselves into cooperatives, especially those from local government areas. If you organize yourself into cooperatives, you will take advantage of all these opportunities that are being highlighted or discussed during this event. So on this note, I just want to welcome you to Adamawa State, and I said, please try to round up in good time so that people will have time to go around to see the infrastructures that are in place here. Don't keep them late so that perhaps they will just, you don't keep them late so that they will have time to go around. Thank you very much for listening. God bless all of you. You are once welcome.
Thank you very much, sir, Dr. Debris. Sir, Mr. Chairman, sir, and convener, Dr. Debris wants to steal your show because he's the host. So, sir, you are actually trying to tell the world that the project master is doing the magic in Adamawa State. And he wants us to cut part of our time and event and give it to the state government for everyone to go and see. I want to tell you, for those of you that are coming from either Niger, Chad, and Ghana, and outside Adamawa State, probably the commissioner is just trying to tell you that if you see the wonders going on in Adamawa State, you might not like to go back to your place of residence. But we hope you stay, because Adamawa is the land of beauty. I'm actually a victim of that. I came as a student 27 years ago. Lo and behold, I am a son and a part of Adamawa State. Thank you, and thank you very much. Mr. Chairman and ladies and gentlemen, our event is rolling up. We want to welcome a great man, Engineer Yusuf Abdul of the Kiki. He's the coordinator of Kiki. Sir, welcome and come up stage. You must give a short goodwill message. We want to hear you from your 1 minute mind and your plans for the agriculture, sir. You're most welcome. Let's give him a round of applause, please. Thank you, sir.
The chairman of the occasion, Professor Bashir, the convener, Dr. John, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Engineer Yusuf Abdul Audu, the Managing Director of Siraya International, and equally the principal partner to Kiki Beyond Farming. Today, it is an excellent day and also an excellent opportunity for me to be around. I have been in agriculture since 1979. And we have seen so many models coming in and going out. We have been lamenting for long. Lamentations all over. There has to be a time when we have to say it is enough. We have to carry ourselves to a destiny where we wanted ourselves to be. God has blessed Nigeria in so many ways. When you look at the weather, excellent for agriculture. When you look at the water, it's there. When you look at the land, suitable for every crop. So why today we cannot eat 3 square meals in a day? Most especially in the north. This is so much painful to me because most of us here went to school. I have been telling some of my colleagues, I said that my forefathers were able to bring hope to agriculture. And me, I went to school, and so many of you went to schools. Were able to get PhD holders and the rest. But still, up to today, we are still using that hoe whereby our forefathers that have not gone to school were able to bring that hoe. What is my contribution to agriculture? That is a very serious challenge. So after seeing all these things, there are many ways where we can handle the affairs of agriculture for the betterment of our people. So much money had been spent in agriculture by the government. But sincerely speaking, categorically, by our studies, we have taken 11 years of research looking into papers. What I found is very disturbing. For that, we resolved to bring on Kiki Beyond Farming on board. And this Kiki Beyond Farming, we said that let agriculture go back to the farmers. Let them take their destinies into their own hands. And I'm happy with the convener now that there is need for all of us here as farmers to come together to make sure that what we produce, we are getting money out of it, so that we will not be able to be seen as poor people. Because if you have a child now, he goes to get married, when he says that he is a farmer, they don't even expect him to give him a wife, because they are saying that farming is a profession of poverty. But with Kiki Beyond Farming, now we will be able to get so much money, we will be able to get education, and issue of even financing. In Kiki Beyond Farming, we are looking at the issue whereby we have linked internationally. These international linkages, we were able to get financing without collateral, without interest. And this without interest is meant that it will be tied specifically to projects. We have companies, we have governments, either from Saudi Arabia or from Dubai or wherever in the world. They will be looking at issue where these farmers can produce this particular type of crop, and they will give advance money. That this money is given so that you can produce it. But they wanted an organized system whereby this money cannot be used for remarrying or getting more wives. They wanted that money to be specifically used for that particular project. And that project must be insured. That will bring up insurance companies to be working very hard together with us. Once it is insured, you are not coming back to tell us that fire has destroyed your farm, or there is drought and the rest. Because we know that we have given you and we are going to get something out of you. No interest, no collateral. Because if you wanted to eradicate poverty, you need not to bring poverty. Once you say that you are going to give interest rates and the rest, if the farmer didn't pay, you have to take him to court. And there he has to pay, or his house has to be sold. So for that, we don't want it. We want your farm to be insured, then we deal with the insurance company. The other thing that I wanted us to understand, and most especially with the convener, the direction where he's going is very, very important, and we need to key into it. Nigeria is a signatory. Out of 54 countries in Africa, 43 have already signed the African Free Trade. And in Nigeria, the convener is trying to draw our attention to awaken us up. Nigeria has signed, but issue of certification, when you look at South Africa, they are having more than 5,000 certifications, while in Nigeria we're having only 2. So how can you compete under African free trade? You cannot take your food anyhow to sell it in Gambia or even in Cameroon. It has to be certified so that you cannot take poison to those countries. So Kiki Beyond Farming, we are keen into this, and also we are looking at what the government needs to look at. Look at Jimeta to Ngurore. Look at Jimeta to Gire. Look at Jimeta to Yola and also to Fufore. You can see that in 30 to 40 years, to those of you that may be around, sincerely speaking, you will look at the place, you will not be able to get a farming land. Look at France. Look at Britain. Look at America. They have been in farming for so many years. They are maintaining area that is dedicated for farming. The government needs to come in to make sure that these areas are dedicated. Whatever will come, you will not change that area. It is for farming. There are areas that are unproductive. Go and build your houses on it. So Kiki Beyond Farming now, we are able to acquire lands that are specifically for members that are really farmers, that you are not going to use that place for stadium, you use that place for whatever purposes except for agriculture. That will be able to preserve agricultural activities within that area. There it is an economic of scale, where there are so many people around that area, they are doing agriculture, entirely agriculture, so that new innovations can be tested there. There, markets will be open. Banks can also come and the rest. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think now it is time to wake up. And we are very grateful for the convener that happens to come. We are now approaching 1 million registered members, and in 3 years to come, we hope to go to 15 million registered members under Kiki Beyond Farming. And things are happening there. Thank you very much.
More round of applause for Engineer Abdul, please. He made a wake-up call to every one of us and to everyone that is here. Mr. Chairman, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we gave room for questions, some few minutes. The program is interwoven and interchanging, and we have 2 questions from an interested party. One is for I think, Dr. Debri, because he's representing the governor of Adamawa State, and one is for the convener. And for the convener, he asked a question. The person that asked this question is A.A. George of Hem Engineering Services Limited, that agriculture as a critical sector that covered 85% of the population of the Northeast Zone, which is still suffering. What do the conveners of this occasion have to give the governors of the Northeast Zone to propel this sector into mechanized and to impede the urban encroachment into agriculture? This question is for the convener. While the second question is for my governor, who is seated here. He said the solid minerals mining and agriculture are the 2 critical sectors of human development, which can be harnessed via the foreign investors. What is on the ground now by the Adamawa State Governor or the Northeast Zone that had been put on ground to attract foreign investors to this zone? So this question, I think the convener will start answering the question, then he give the mic to His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Adamawa State, ably represented by Dr. Debri, to respond, please. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, I think if I can get the question very clear. Sir, kindly repeat this question clearly, please. My question.
Okay, your question. He said, Mr. George said, agriculture as a critical sector that covers 85% of the population of the Northeast Zone, which is still suffering. What do the convener, you, of this very great occasion, has given to the governors of the Northeast Zone to propel this sector into mechanized and to impede the urban encroachment into agriculture? I think Mr. George is trying to ask that, what are you doing? What advice do you give to our governors to make sure that the agriculture or our land that will be encroached maybe by desert, by whatever, is being turned to mechanized farming? We have vast of land that has been encroached either by desert, by whatever land disaster issues. Can you advise the governors of the Northeast to turn into this vast land to become a mechanized area of farming?
I think the question is very clear now. But let me be very objective in answering this question. What is the mandate of your governor? Or what is the mandate of civil servants? The truth about it is that when we shift the responsibility of enterprising to the hands of government, number one, that's what will bring total failure. Now, I think government is responsible to give an enabling environment for businesses to thrive. But when enterprise, by the other side also, is not committed to its cause, we should not shift the blame to government, because that has been the problem of Nigeria, and that is where we are here today. I'm not making it as a point of reference. We organized this summit single-handedly as a company, not as a government, in order to make it as a wake-up call for our core enterprising institutions. Now, if we wait for government to take our responsibility, then we are trying also to become the government. In as much as the definition of government include us, but the reality of it is that Thailand has developed today in agriculture not only by participation of government, but because of the developed farm gates that they have. I think I can blame government in one side, maybe inadequacy of security, which is affecting drastically productivity, most especially in agriculture that is agrarian by nature. But the point is one, any disadvantage has also its own advantage. There is somebody here in this summit yesterday, and I think he's here today. He based in Lagos, and now he's in Michigan. Him alone is cultivating over 200 hectares of land as an individual. So imagine we have such type of people in northern Nigeria that we decided that each of us will cultivate at least, even if it is 50 hectares of land, multiply by 1,000 northerners, the total arable land in the northern Nigeria will completely be consumed with maximum productivity. So please, let's draw a line between us and the government in an enterprise of we making our livelihood and making our business thrive. By so doing, government can now, at the end of the tunnel, will come to partner with us. This is my thinking. Answer number one. Number two is, there's a complaint about solid mineral. It's encumbering into mining, into agriculture. But I think it is only in a situation of unethical mining that affects agriculture. And let me tell you the truth. Where there is a high deposit of mineralogy, some of the place too is not even much viable for agriculture. That's another thing that we even find out. And number two, if you are doing mining and you are doing site reclamation, it doesn't have any impact and encroachment into it, because number one, you can easily draw capital from mining and also deploy it into agricultural practice. Why we put up the synergy of these two subject matter together? We want to enlighten our members, or we want to enlighten northern Nigeria that solid mineral is an adventure or is a portfolio of a farmer. How can you go and be mining on a tin, cultivating only groundnuts or cultivating only corn, when 1 kg of tin is about 30,000 naira? 1 kg of tin is about 30,000 naira. 1 kg of monazite is about 6,000 naira. All these type of things. So if a farmer can know the mineralogy in his farm, so he can operate dual portfolio. During rainy season, he is an agriculturalist. During dry season, he is a miner. So he have a double portfolio. And I can tell you, he will be wealthy. Thank you.
So let me clear this question for you so that you understand. I
Okay.
think the person that asked the question, Mr. Johnson, wants to ask that, what is the state government doing to lure foreign investors to this mining and solid mineral that we are talking about, knowing the fact that it is an agency that will develop our human capital development?
Thank you very much for the person that asked this question. Actually, government is mindful of the need to engage the citizens in agricultural activities as well as mineral activities. Of course, the basic role of government is to create enabling environment for this type of businesses to thrive, and also form private partnership with the private sector. First and foremost, government has created structures for both sectors. When you look at the state government, we have the Ministry of Agri, we have other agencies, but above all, when we realize the potential we have in agriculture in Adamawa State, we came out with agro-business. This agro-business is solely the idea of this government to ensure that the livestock sector is exploited, we develop market for it, so that investors will be attracted, key into it. The indigenous people are also encouraged to invest in that livestock sector. Similarly, we earmarked some markets across the state. Some of the livestock markets, cattle markets, they have been earmarked. We made a lot of investment through the agro-business to encourage export of those cattle. We have also earmarked grain markets and other similar markets across the local government. The government provided infrastructure to ensure that citizens participate in that market and investors are attracted. They partner with the citizens to do that. So that was the vision. I've been part and parcel of it because I was then the Commissioner of Finance for Adamawa State. Before, during the second tenure, I was redeployed to the Ministry of Commerce and Industry. And I'm pleased to tell you that that has been my area. From my first degree to my PhD is finance, accounting. So really, the governor too is somebody who has vision that agriculture is the mainstay of the economy of Adamawa State and priority should be given to it. And citizens are sensitized, encouraged. I am pleased to see that the MD for agro-business is here. The director in charge of livestock, Ministry of Livestock is here. So we have made a lot of investment in that area. Similarly, the government has created Ministry of Mineral Resources. We hadn't that before, Ministry of Solid Mineral. Besides that, it created a company to partner with the private sector. And really, they have been doing their job. That's why we said, for you to carry out any solid mineral business in Adamawa State, you must follow due process and register your business. Illegal mining is not allowed. Of course, we know people make money out of it, people benefit, but at the same time, the government will not accept anybody that comes without due process to follow. Government created agency for investment. Right now, the government has enacted the agency. They are to partner with investors, source investors, to invest in this sector from partnership with the indigenous people. And that's why we have the investment agency under the SH's office. This shows the commitment and seriousness of government towards such venture. Of course, the convener can testify to the fact that we had formed committee since last year with the convener, some private partners, Export Promotion Council, entrepreneurship, and agro-business, trying to organize export and investment summit in Adamawa State. And I want to assure you, I am the one driving the process. It will come to reality. Soonest, yes. Soonest, you will be conveyed even in a larger place, a better conducive environment for such program. And that is to create awareness for such project in Adamawa State. Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much. So, Mr. MC, I think because the person that asked this question, I don't know whether it's deliberate. You have given him the injection that unless if we call his attention, because that's his life. He was a banker, he's a finance person, he's an economist, he's an insurance consultant. So I think he has all in one. Honorable Commissioner, we appreciate you for coming to our level, but I think you are the right person. Part of the program is actually to do syndicates and to do, he's a very simple and easygoing person. I will expect that he should not be allowed to leave this place without having to kind of tap into his resource and see how you could collaborate. He has all it takes, let me just put it that way, and we appreciate you and the convener for the responses you have made. Maybe at this point, we need to take the technical session. It's a paper that we don't want to push it too far away. So maybe I'll hand on to the MC to handle that bit. Please, Mr. Tom.
Yes, sir. Mr. Chairman, sir, thank you for that enlightenment and telling us more of who is Dr. Debri. I only know him as an expert in finance. Thank you, sir, for being more than that. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the real time, the key time and the end time. We can't be okay if we've not received a very special presentation by our convener, and he's coming on stage to present a paper on technical issues regarding solid minerals and agriculture. Yesterday, he has given us a tip of the iceberg where he exposed us to a lot of mineral resources and what we can do. In fact, somebody said he gave him an appetizer to invest more on solid mineral. So today, I'm bringing on stage the convener, the organizer, the visionary, and the mandate carrier of this event, in person of Dr. John Yohana Parker, to come off stage and give us a good presentation. Sir, you're welcome on stage.
Let me stand on the existing protocol so that we can go direct to the business of the day. Today, we are not on the subject of theory. We are basically to unveil business models that we want to see the possibility of implementation on or before we leave this place. That is the area of our interest. First and foremost, I want to appreciate our kind participation to this venture. The first call we want to make is to see the possibility of having a synergetic partnership with everyone seated here today. Let it not be an arena of observation, but let it be an arena or a platform that we can cooperate together and see into the development of northern Nigeria, the development of Adamawa State, the development of our local governments, the development of our wards, our development areas, and our communities. This is the passion we have, this is the objective we have, and I pray that all of us can synergize together and see the possibility of how we are going to make it realistic and to actualize it in our own time. Thank you. PowerPoint? Okay. I'm using as an avenue to wait for the slide. Now, this is the topic of the day today. The practical grassroots development techniques. This is where we are going to start. Now, all of us that are seated here, we have come from our different constituencies. In our constituencies, we have our local governments, we have our districts, we have our wards, and we have our villages. Now, we cannot propel development, progress, without starting it from the status quo. So the objective of our discussion is to go back to the grassroots and start seeing how we can come up gradually to the level that we are expecting. I appreciate one question that was asked by my senior brother, Engineer George. I understand why he asked that question. Before, we belonged to the school of thought of blaming government, but now we have graduated. We have started blaming ourselves. Because if we have not taken that psychology, that we should first blame ourselves before we can blame others. Sincerely speaking, there is no possibility for us to go anywhere, and there's no hope of making any progress. Slide 2, please. Now, first, I want to crave the indulgence of our development. We have invited them, but I don't know whether there is any chairman of development area here. Please, sir, if you are here, just wave us. Thank you very much. We have given them passionate invitation, and it's for a purpose. And we thought that when they come, we will give them business, the business that we can partner with them. I can assure you that local government has cried bitterly, and the whole Nigerians are aware about their pursuit and about their desire to have an autonomy. But I can understand also, one of their major objectives is to have financial autonomy. Now, what happened after having financial autonomy is another key issue need to be addressed. Now, in any viable economy that developed rapidly, the growth starts from the development area. Now, but the question is that, what is our architecture at the grassroots that will guarantee an inclusion of development? However beautiful is your car, you cannot drive when there is no road. There is no economic development in anywhere when there is no parts of development at the grassroots, which is the constituency or which is your ward. Now, even in a political structure, we understand that there start from councillor, which is a ward leader, political leader, who need to be very conscious, aware about what his community is having. I was discussing with somebody, I said, maybe 80% of our councillors in our local government, they don't know anything about their ward. They don't know single mineral. They don't know even the population density. They don't even know the number of houses. They don't know anything, but they are representing us to the government up to the national level. Because a common man at the ward doesn't have an access to the chairman of the local government. He only have an access to the councillor of the local government. So if the councillor of a local government is ignorant, the whole ward is what? Ignorant. And if the whole wards in the local government are ignorant, the whole councillors are what? Ignorant. And if they are ignorant by combination, they are the parliament, they are the decision makers, they are the council to the chairman of the local government. It means chairman of the local government is conducting his administration from uninformed councillors who don't know anything about their ward. Tell me, what is the possibility of a councillor, of the chairman, to provide dividend of democracy, getting information from people that doesn't have an idea or any structure for the development of their ward? That's the problem number one. I'm not speaking politically, this is a reality. Now, it is important for us to have a development area from local government chairman now as to have an investment gateway. When I try to do research, I have not heard, out of the whole local government I did research, I did not hear one local government that told me that they have local government investment company, one. Now, if you don't have investment company at the local government, how can you synergize with the investment company at the state level? Because corporate entity can only align with a what? Corporate entity. There must be a structure of alliance. An individual cannot ordinarily be a partner to a corporate institution. It doesn't work like that. So there must be a legality in the structure of commercial development from our grassroots joined together, then it will go upwardly. Now we are looking at the possibility of having an agro-mineral investment company for grassroots productivity inclusion now in the local government. Let me give one example. The lands that we are talking about for mining, in mining, it is based under the local government areas. It is under the jurisdiction of our district traditional rulers. These are the core partners that we need there. We are not saying that government should take over responsibility of doing business. But if I were to be, given an example, which I'm not interested, for example, to be a chairman of a local government, what I will do, I will make sure I register strategic two companies. One, agro-mineral company and solid mineral company. Tell me what is needed there. To cover a mining site, does not cost much money. But let me exaggerate. Even if it takes you 50 million naira to register a mining company, maybe 100 cadastral unit. By the time a chairman of a local government covers two sides, he will have 200 cadastral unit. The 200 cadastral unit is equivalent to 20 square kilometers. Then he will leave the remaining one to the citizen of the local government. What does he need to do? Let him bring a mining investor and have a partnership with the local government investment company for mining, for commercial mining in the local government, number one. Now, the advantage of this is that the mining company that is coming in to start mining will have sort of like a government partnership at a local level, one. Number two, he has a capacity, the investment company can bring in the required funds and resources that can be deployed to that local government. Number two. Number three, there will be a percentage sharing, even if it is 60-40. Investor 60%, local government 40%. If during the course of mining, if they can realize 1 billion, even within 1 year, 1 billion naira only, even within 1 year, it means local government are going to get revenue from their investment company in mining of 400 million naira. That one is unaccountable for state. I don't know if I'm correct. They cannot ask them from the state level that how did you come and account for the 400 million? Because the 400 million was drawn through what? Enterprising model. Now, if they have 2 or 3, that means they have potential of raising revenue of nothing less than 1 billion naira from mining partnership, and the funds is coming to the local government in addition to whatever source of fund allocation that is given to local government. These are ways that you can create investment appetite at the grassroots. When citizens in the local government see the viability, now they will follow the lead. They will start doing their own commercial investment engagement. What stops from a chairman of your local government to organize this type of setup, travel out, bring in investors under his own care, deploy them to the local government? Assuming in Adamawa State we have 21 local government and we have 21 big-time investors in Adamawa State, I can tell you that they can influence at least 5,000 livelihood of people that are going to work in the mining company. So these are the ways that we are going to address the issue of microeconomic constraint, poverty and unemployment. Go ahead, sir. Now, so it's going to be, go back small please, one. So it's going to be a commercial local government gateway for alternative revenue streaming. It's going to be a source for revenue streaming. It's going to also be a platform for local government, public-private partnership, PPP. Yeah, thank you. Next one. Number 2, what of state level? State agro-mineral export processing hub is very important. Your Excellency, sir. This point, I wanted to officially make a presentation for you in regard to this. State platform for agro-mineral certificate of origin issuance toward 13% federal government derivative and IGR streaming, trade and export promotion, it lies directly on your decks and the decks of state government. Let me tell you something. State government were crying in northern Nigeria that Lagos State want to take over their IGR. It's not true. Let me give you my technical reason. Number 1, Lagos State is a market. It's no longer a state in Nigeria, it's a market. Majority of production in northern Nigeria is distributed in Lagos because it's a consumer-based state and a manufacturing state. So these are the hub of our produce and our mineral market. Number 1. The problem that we have in the state is state doesn't have a structure to defend the minerals mined, the agricultural commodity produced within the state because they don't have government verified, certified structures of mineral and agro-produce source ownership. We don't have. It's only Kano that has possibility of that, and maybe Kaduna, but it is not even effective. The idea here is 1, For a state to claim 13% derivative, something must be done. At a point of exiting with mineral in Adamawa state government, in collaboration with the Federal Ministry of Finance, who has a desk of Nigerian Customs Services, as a first document for export processing, has to have certificate of origin. But let me tell you, every exporter in Lagos receives his certificate of export from certificate of origin where? In Lagos. So the whole revenue will go back to where? In Lagos. Why are we blaming them? When we don't have the structure, people that have the structure will what? Utilize and take the advantage. Number one. Number two, in Adamawa State here, I am not sure if we have one registered produce warehousing here. We don't have. That is supposed to certify certificate of origin for people that want to export their agricultural commodity. None is not here. There's no government structure for that. So this is in the whole of minerals exiting through Adamawa State, coming in from Cameroon, coming in from different sources, mined from here, the whole certificate of origin is signifying that it is produced, mined, and exported from where our ports are in Nigeria, whether it's in Lagos, or in Port Harcourt, or in any of the exit zone. So that is to say, you cannot claim your derivative when you don't have proof of certificate of origin of ownership. That is why it is mandatory. You cannot export without certificate of what? Origin. For the purpose of federal government compilation and also equitable distribution of revenue generated from the what? Export engagement. And federal government has been so fair enough, in each state, they have deployed Nigerian Export Promotion Council, TRUSA, so that the exporters in that state can have certificate for export. It will tally with their certificate of origin, then it can now retire the balance for the state for their 13% derivative, number one. Number two. So it is very important, very urgent, sir, for you to have for the state to have a structure, to establish two important structures, to collaborate with Nigerian Export Promotion Council to see how we can now build up exporters. We are calling after this event that whoever that want to become an aggregated cooperative exporter, however small you are in Adamawa State, we want to partner with you directly. And we want to put the hope here so that we can commence doing a demo, practical process of export through a cooperative cluster from Adamawa State. That's the offer number one. Next slide. Next slide. All right. Let's start our business now. I think we are finished with the state and the local government. This machine, as small as this machine is, it is enough for your livelihood. This is the machine that is used to produce your tiles in a smaller scale. You can keep this one in a village. It must not be in the city. You can even keep it in the bush because thief cannot steal this one. It is very heavy. So instead for you to be thinking on what to do, most of our state in Adamawa State have enough granite, feldspar, name them all. Any rock, unless it has radioactivity, you can easily use this machine. You and your own family members, instead of only going to farm, leave farming in the rainy season, dry season, you and your family, wife and children, you need to get this machine. Be producing your tiles on your own. At least in a day, you can produce 10 to 20 cartons, minimum, even if it's layman approach. How much will you sell it? 1 carton of ceramic tile as at today is about 9,000 to 9,500. Simple ceramic feldspar tile from microcline or whatever. So if you can do 10 cartons in a day, you are very sure that in the evening, you have a balance of 100,000 in your account. Besides that, this machine has capacity to do more than 200 cartons per day. Leave 50 cartons only, so that you can stop your income at 500,000 per day. When you do it for 30 days, it means you have how much? You have 15 million naira. From this simple machine. I don't need to talk much about it. Next slide. Now, Production Incubation and Certification Cooperative Hub. This is what I am recommending for all the technical partners, development agencies. I wish NAFDAC is here. We want NAFDAC to introduce this singular product for the purpose of MSME's growth and development in Nigeria. Small people that are producing small things that require NAFDAC number doesn't have capacity to comply with the required structures for NAFDAC registration. We are calling on agencies of government. Let them partner with business membership organization from NASI, NASME, Women Wing. Prof has mentioned something very important, not too long. He said he has a lot of group of people. My Oga said that he has about 1 million people. Let's cluster these people immediately. Let's have centers that will be carrying unique NAFDAC number. Please, one NAFDAC number with quality certifiers there. Anybody that have his small chemical to do his Vaseline will go there and produce, verified, approved. He will carry that NAFDAC number, test. Anybody will go there. So one center can service 1,000 MSMEs so that from there they can grow and go and open their own company and register. Even if we are going to give them 3 years moratorium, if you are operating under a joint NAFDAC number, you only have 3 years to operate under it. After 3 years, we expect that you have capacity to go and register your own NAFDAC number. Is that a good concept? So we want to partner with the companies like ADAS. Okay, ADAS, if you don't approve this one, we will publicly announce that you have not approved it. So that we can partner with a lot of organizations immediately as from today. Let's have this memo. Let's pay a courtesy visit to NAFDAC. Let's go and do formal presentation for them. Let them give us approval before we leave their office. That's what we can do before we leave this town. Next one. Now, Agro-Cooperative Export Hub. Now, aggregation, value addition, export hub. Sir, this is what will revive commerce and industry in Adamawa State. It's a simple model that is cogent, that is very realistic. Sir, we need to have warehouses in Adamawa State that will be certified by government, by produce, in collaboration with Nigerian Export Promotion Council, Northeast Zone. We need to partner with you immediately. Help us pay for warehouses. We will aggregate cooperatives and start implementing joint cooperative export scheme in Northeast immediately after this convention. There's a representative here. We want to give him phone to confirm if that can be possible. He has not. He said it is possible. Thank you very much. So if you want to become an exporter, immediately after this summit, you will submit your numbers so that we can create an export cooperative platform for Northeast, but in the segment of state and your location. So this one is very important. We will have one hub, maybe 10 people put together. They can buy their produce, put inside one container. We do certification. Jointly, we export, we receive our proceed. I want to make a call here. Sir, we are having a problem. Adamawa is one of the states that is supposed to be in the top of export affairs. If you carry your good from Yola to Cameroon, what have you done? It's export. If you carry your good from Cameroon down to Adamawa, it's import. Why do we have embassy of Nigeria in Cameroon, Cameroon in Nigeria, but we cannot do business together? What is the purpose of the embassy? So my call is that all the borders in Adamawa should be concession to businessmen so that there will be a terminal of export by dry land. Issue of Nigerian customs services, harassing people at the border, it is totally uncalled for. It's a source of revenue. We are looking for money, we are blocking money. I don't understand this type of concept that we are having. It is simple. The differences between a smuggler and exporter is only two things. Export certificate and payment of duty. True or false? Export certificate is 13,000 naira or 13,500 naira. No single smuggler in Adamawa that cannot afford. Number two, the money that they are spending during smuggling is costlier than paying duty. So we should create platforms through the one that is passing either. I think we have about 5 exits. If Adamawa State can partner with Nigerian Customs Service, with Nigerian Export Promotion Council, with MSMEs that are willing to do export, every day we will have more than 1,000 exporters in Adamawa. Adamawa State can collect revenue. True or false, sir? Certificate of origin of export will come out. If not Lagos, the next place that will collect export revenue is Adamawa State. We have 5 exits. So let's call the attention of governor and the other stakeholders in Northeast. Next slide, please. Solid Mineral Cooperative Export Hub. We have talked about this one. Next one. Cooperative Leather Work Centers. Leather Work Cooperative Cluster, including bags, shoes, belt, etc., is very important. Although yesterday you have recorded our cry, this issue of eating of komo is a problem in Nigeria. We have to desist from eating komo. Let medical doctors do a research and find out that, are we sure eating komo doesn't have health implication? It's very important. We are eating all our shoes, all our bags, all our belts, all inside our stomach. We are not fair to our stomach. It's a very big problem. So government should regulate the operations of all our places that are doing what? All the slaughter grounds. Government need to have a task force against komo eating. Why are we not when can we become leather company in Nigeria? Let that be a task force. No eating of komo. If there's tendency, let's have a nanotechnology that can be given to our animals so that the skin can be harmful. Otherwise, we cannot spare this komo. Textile will leather work will just die ordinarily. Now, what we want to do right now is that we want to have a cooperative hub. Adamawa is one of the states that they participate in doing a lot of MSMEs, shoe production, bag production, belt production, but there's no quality standard. We want to have a cluster that we can partner, we can create market for you, and we can offtake on your behalf and export it to an international market. So if there's anybody that's engaged in this venture, we want to have a cluster, we'll create a cooperative, we will meet his honorable commissioner so that they can give us a place that will be our hub. We will bring quality officers that will be there. If you are producing goods, to the shoes to the standard, we will give you immediate market. And we can give you contract to produce large volume. This is what we can do in this regard. Next slide. Now, cooperative sewing hub. You know, the type of tailoring we are doing in Africa, that's what is increasing our poverty level. You will see one tailor has 50 different types of design, him alone. What do you want to do with 50 different types of design? And at the end of the year, you cannot produce 500 or you cannot produce 1,000 pieces of cloth. It is not fair for yourself. Let's change our sewing pattern into an industrial sewing model. There are many people that can offtake. Presently, Abba has developed. I am even producing my brand right now in Abba. I give them my logo, my everything. They will produce my brand, 100 pieces, 200 pieces. I export, I distribute. So we are looking forward to have a cluster in Adamawa, those that can participate into a cluster of industrial sewing. We should forget about this different type of design you want to do. You sew for a man, you sew for a woman, you sew for a child, you alone. When will you attain to the level of specialization that you can do mass production? It's not possible. So I'm encouraging tailors that we can do partnership with them by having an aggregation center whereby they can engage into a commercial, massive production. Then we can be having brand in Adamawa State that can be exportable, that can be distributed to the other part of the state. It's a very good portfolio. It's an engagement portfolio. It's a portfolio that can make everybody wealthy. Let's go, next slide. This is cooperative. We are looking at cooperative lapidary hub. This hub, this one is, thank God our state has been given a very good name as an ATM state. This is another source of funding. If you want to stream money, this is another ATM through mining. It's a simple thing. All this stone that you see, they are not even precious stone. They are even rocks, but they are colored rocks. This one only, you see this machine, is a part of cost of shipping, is 75,000 naira, 74,000 naira. This one. These are small machine. We have ability to buy this thing even if it is 5 pieces in our homes. What you only do is that just go and buy this colored stone from miners. Come and cut it into pieces. It doesn't require to have shape. Put it inside a tumbler. It will be tumbling. Before you know, in 2 weeks, it has taken all this type of formation. Immediately you are stone like this, you sell it per carat, not per gram, not even per kilo. Some of this stone here, 1 ton, you can buy them in ton. Some of them less than 200,000 per ton. Ton, it means 1,000 kilograms. If you tumble them, at least you can recover 500 kilograms. If you recover 500 kilograms, even if you are selling it $1 per gram, if you calculate, it is enough for you to retire for the whole 1 year. Maybe you can travel and go and rest somewhere. You know, we are good in that one in Africa. This one can help you. Children will not come back from school. Just eat food and go and start playing. Instead of that one, they should go and monitor a tumbling machine. Before 2 weeks, 3 weeks, what the children can tumble can pay their school fee for the next 5 years. But how can you collect salary? You feed the family, you pay rent, you take them to school, you sew clothes for them. How much is the salary? That's why we will remain in the vicious cycle of what? Poverty. But if we really mean business, these are the type of portfolio we can put. These are exportable things. Immediately you do it. These are something that you can put hangers for jewelers. You can sell it as pendant. You can sell it as a ring. You can sell it. These are original stone businesses. So for people that want to enter mining business, it has a lot of value chain. You don't need to go to bush. You can do this one inside your bedroom. Next one. This is a continuation of that one. I just put it so that we can see the prices. Now, see the machine there? See the cost? 75,000 naira. Minus cost of shipping. This is the China price. So the cost of shipping cannot be higher than the cost of the machine. Even if it is the same thing, the cost is still under 100 and something thousand naira. Next slide. Now, bead making is another big venture in solid mineral. Now, some of these stones that you see them, they are massive by nature. Some of them are all outside there, you can see some of them. We have quartz that is even green quartz. They sold in ton. Still 1 ton is not up to 100,000. If you come and tumble them into beads making, I can tell you that you will do a lot of beads that can be sold with value at a large commercial extent. And these are what people can do, not only in the city. In your village, you can have a cluster. In your community, you can have a cluster and be making huge money on that one. One of the things we want to present here, African Mineral has a gateway now that we can be collecting this type of refined product so that we can sell it on the international market from us. So our idea is that how do we create cooperative clusters of people that will be engaging in this portfolio so that we can link market to it. That's another opportunity. So people that have interest in all this type of thing can indicate after the end of this summit. Next slide. This is kaolin. Kaolin is the kaolin in northeastern Nigeria. We cannot finish it in the next 100 years. It's abundant and overabundant. Anywhere we have deposit of huge kaolin. Now, this kaolin is in powdery form, and you can do so many things with kaolin. But first, you can buy and package it. You can they buy it huge in places like Lagos and many places. Number one. Number two, kaolin is the emulsion paint that you have. So anywhere you see emulsion paint is nothing apart of what? Kaolin. You can only add small additive inside and just fill it inside bucket and be selling as emulsion paint. This one is a simple business and it's easy to extract because it is a soft mineral. So I'm calling us to see the possibility of we engaging in kaolin value chain production. Number two, kaolin is used even in cosmetics. It is an additive in cosmetic. And I can tell you, if you are drinking Panadol, if there's anybody that ever drank Panadol, in Katabasham Panadol, tell yourself that I have drank kaolin. Because kaolin is the background that they add other additive inside and mold your medicines. Not only Panadol. Most of the medicine that you see, they meshed, the background is kaolin. So imagine we have it abundant here in northeastern Nigeria, but we don't have one single pharmaceutical company here. It's well with us. So we need to take advantage of this kaolin and also exploit it. It can employ thousands of people without waste of time. You can make it as a hobby in your community. You are specializing in kaolin value chain. People that have interest in it, we can send you more documents that shows things that you can do with kaolin. And you can download online on YouTube the usage of kaolin. You can see many, many opportunities there. So poverty in northern Nigeria and in northeastern Nigeria is a choice. Let's go ahead. Cooperative recycling of polythene, PET, plastic hub. You see, there are so many things. If you go to our waterways, the most viable place that we are even joking that we have not commercialized in government is Ministry of, those that are responsible in cleaning the environment. Ministry of Environment. Ministry of Environment are not supposed to be paid salary by government because it's a viable business platform. And let me tell you, we are not supposed to have one dump of waste in the state if our eye open. It's because we are on our own, ready, willing to work like blind men in maximizing business portfolio. Now, let me tell you what waste bin can do. If you carry one truck of dustbin, the one that people close their nose when it is passing, you don't know that it's a very big money that is passing you by. By the time we commercialize the Ministry of Environment, people will be booking for dustbin and even giving bribe so that they will supply them. If we can have 100 people, we can give them free training of waste management. I promise you in Adamawa State, people will go and start importing dustbin from another state to Adamawa. Now let me explain it properly. If they bring a hob of dustbin and put it here, You only need 5 chambers. Chamber number 1, you remove the polythene that is inside. Put it inside polythene incinerator. You load it inside. It passes through heat. It will bring out a mole of what? Polythene. That is what is going to be used as raw material for production of leather bags, packaging, transparent roofing, and many type of things. You cannot finish supplying the market because the demand is very, very high. So the leather inside the dustbin has what? Has turned to money and it has finished. Another hope here, remove from the dustbin every iron that you have seen. When it reaches 1 ton, 1 ton of scrap iron as at today is 600,000 naira. Are we there? You go back to your dustbin again. Anything aluminium, you sort it out, remove it from the dustbin. You come and put it here. 1 ton of aluminium refined is not less than 1 million naira. It's from the dustbin. Do we still have our dustbin? We still have dustbin, Abi? You go back to your dustbin again and check what remains inside dustbin. You have removed polythene. You have removed, which one? Iron. You have removed your aluminium. Thank you very much. Then what you need to do is that, you know, there are things that are like cloth inside. Maybe torn cloth that has been thrown away and what have you. Pack all the torn clothes that are inside, bring them here. What you only need to do is that you just go and build industrial cleaner where you can attach it with the water tap. Clean everything that is either cotton, polyester, and what have you. Immediately you clean it, filter it, carry it to what you call shredder. Shred it all. Immediately you shred it, it has become a mesh for throw pillow, for mattress, for so many type of things. And I can tell you, it's another form of secondary cotton that you can use in production of things that has to do, even people that are doing furniture, for furniture form background, you apply them all. It's a very big money. You go back there again, maybe if you come this time around, the only thing you see maybe bottles inside. Remove the bottles inside, all of them, come and put it into one place, crush it. It is what is called crucibles. That's what is used for smelting. You can mix it with cement as an additive to a cement. You can do cement with it and it has a commercial value. You go back and pack the remaining water, boiler that is inside. Pack it. Immediately you pack that one, it is the background for the formation of your organic fertilizer. Only add an enzyme to it and take it direct to farm. Your farm is ready for production. Sorry, there's one that has not finished. Your carton. You know there are cartons inside. Pack all the carton inside. Go and get a press machine so that it will be pressed. You tie it very well. Each 1 ton of carton is 120,000. 1 ton is 120,000 naira. And we are following poor people are living inside this money, floating left and center, blocking our sewage and doing so many things. Ministry of Environment should be given a responsibility to commercialize it. Because by the time people understand this business, Ministry of Environment cannot give you dustbin until you have certificate of waste management. Then it's a very big cost to read. We are taking this in lightly, but I can tell you it can make you a multimillionaire within interval of only 6 months. Next slide. This is carton. This is waste bin carton. So some of these that you see, you are thinking that they are ready-made, they are waste bin from carton. If you buy carton, you convert them to mesh, they reform them again and make some takeaway packs and many type of packs with them. So I have already talked about it. Next slide. This is what I was trying to explain. See how they are converting them. If they take it, all this can that you see, the aluminum, put them together, press them, is a very big amount of money. So this is not something that we can joke with it. Next slide. This is shredded material. Wire tailors, your work in the morning you follow where tailors are, you pack everything that tailor are, where okirka that is unsellable, gather them, where people are saying that they don't have this and that. Anywhere waste is, gather it. By the time you gather it, just buy your simple shredding machine at home. By the time you shred them all, package them, the price is per ton and it has high value. Next slide. Now, we are looking at the possibility of having a cooperative. All these things are cooperatives. So we should stop forming cooperative that doesn't have objective. Let's have strategic cooperative, specialized cooperative. Any of these cooperative you develop, I can tell you there's a financial inclusion for it. Commercial financial inclusion, not bank financial inclusion per se. From it, you can get partners who can offtake and they can give you deposit. Profs, I hope he's here. He was asking about source of funding for MSMEs. Now, let me tell you the truth. When your portfolio is active, people that are using your raw material will even borrow you money so that they can produce, so that you can what? Produce for them and they can what? Offtake. The only problem we have with people that are into this production, when you deposit money for them, they will eat the money. There's no money, there's no production. That's a problem. Now, this is a nature craft ornament cooperative hub. All these things are from wood. Now, we have so many wood. We are burning them as source of power because probably we don't have another alternative source of power. But I can tell you the truth is that this small wood that you see, that you can buy from a wood seller, if you have this concept, if you buy 10 wood, remove 9 and use it to cook your food, carry 1 and turn it into ornament craft. The one that you carry, when you convert it to ornament, you can sell it and it can buy that wood that you bought times 10. I don't know whether I'm communicating very well. There are simple machines that craft wood into an ornamental fashion that you can even paint it, cut it. So easy for you to buy the whole wood and use it to cook food. Remove some of them, use it as raw material and create a lot of fancy ornament. People can buy, and before you know, you have gotten money to buy another wood without investing more of your income. Next slide. Now, commercial furniture cooperative hub. Now, Nigeria is full of made in Malaysia, made in where? Furnitures, we are importing furnitures. We are exporting wood, we go and import the same wood in the name of what? Furnitures. Why? It's because we don't have competitive furniture companies that are manufacturing these products. How many hubs do we have in Adamawa? How many hubs do we have in Northeast? Why are we importing foreign furnitures? When they are the one coming here to come and export our wood, why can't we give them value? Reproduce it here. Do standardization. Go and learn a skill. Then for you to export it, you better go and learn the skill, come back and deploy a very good furniture company with high quality standardization. Number 1, it will be cheaper for people. Number 2, you have maximized our raw material. Number 4, we have developed our economy. Number 3, we have given ourselves balance of trade. So it is very important for us to understand there's need of using of our agricultural raw material of wood and what have you and convert them into a final value here in Nigeria, here in Adamawa State. Next slide. Modular ceramic art creative cluster. All these things, we go and buy them. They say some of them are from Dubai. Some of them are from Malaysia. Some of them are from where? It's a simple thing. It's ceramic. Let me tell you one of the things is that this ceramic that you see, 1 ton of ceramic is 1 ton of feldspar is 15,000 naira. 20 bag. 20 bag. Now that if you bring it, just crush it. It has turned to a mesh. You can create all this type of thing. It will be very strong than normal clay. You fancy it, give it design, and begin to sell. If you want to sell it made in Dubai, you can put made in Dubai. Nobody will stop you from making made in Dubai. But we know that it's made in Nigeria or made in Adamawa State. So we should stop expending big money importing all these type of things from overseas. These are things that we have. The whole of Gwaza, that's inter-Nigeria, Michika, Madagali, all is a belt of feldspar, microcline, Muscovite, all full. Everywhere we have feldspar. Why can't we use it? Why can't we create these industries here? Why is Minister of Arts and Culture? What are we doing? Why can't they key into this portfolio and create a cluster of MSMEs that will key into this type of venture? Trust Nigerians, they can design well. All this coloring is a coloration. It doesn't mean it's a simple thing. So please, we are calling for young people, entrepreneurs, to venture into type of ventures because in Nigeria we want them. Women use this type of thing to decorate so much, and not only women, that are used for so many type of things. I just give you an example of this type. So we are looking for a cooperative society that can make up their mind to say, this is what we want to do. Then we give them more guide. Next. Certified Produce Buying Center is key, sir. We need to have certified produce center here. The biggest gap in solid mineral mining is produce buying center. Most of our artisanal miners cannot be able to buy one truckload. And a buyer in Lagos can only buy a truckload. So the question is that, here, if you have your MBC in Yola, people that are mining fluorite in Mayo Balwa, in where, if they mine 1 ton, they will quickly rush to you. And sorry, I mistake for, this is a produce buying center. Produce buying center is for agriculture. Now, it is different from the conventional type of one we have in the market that you can go and sell your corn. Now, produce buying center has an additional value addition. Number one, it will have a blower, so that it will blow chaff. Number two, it will have a dehydrator, like the one that my elder brother mentioned here yesterday, that can remove the moisture content, so that it can be very valid. Number three, now, you have a machine that can weigh it and scale it. It's not a probability weighing. But mudu biar, mudu goma, mudu takwasbani. 50 kg, 25 kg, 10 kg. You know that it is specific. Number two, the advantage also, it will have a small lab that will test there is no chemical added to it that will be harmful for human consumption. Now, by the time you have this type of center, all these companies, Nigerian Flour Mills, Nasil PLC, all manufacturing companies will come to you because they know that your product is standard. It has verified. It doesn't have chaff. It is clean, and it's not good for human. It's good for human consumption. So we don't have single PBC center in Adamawa State, and in the whole northeastern Nigeria, we don't have one. We need to flag up this immediately. It's a big. It's for some of these our big time people that are here. It's a very good portfolio, and you can have a lot of orders from different multinational companies and blue chip company. Next. Certified Mineral Buying Center. This is another form. Here we don't have any single aggregation center in Adamawa State for solid mineral. How can it develop? When there's no market, there's no venture. People doesn't participate in the business that they don't have a ready-made buyer. This is not for government. It is for us that want to do the business. We should come in Adamawa State and create mineral buying center, purchase and process centers, so that we can be aggregating these minerals. From here, it will boost export. We cannot talk about export when we don't have centers and hub of export. Next. Now, integrated community fishing hub. You'll be surprised in Adamawa State we are struggling with fish this time around. Fish price will go very high. Before, people will send their money from different type of Nigeria to come and buy fish in Adamawa, but now in Adamawa it's becoming more costlier. Why? Our ability of production has what? Woefully failed. What are we doing in our communities? We don't need to farm using river. We can farm using mobile fish ponds. If one senator can do a favor in a community and come and dig industrial borehole with a very big horsepower and put a very big overhead tank and set up 50 fish ponds around it, each one fish pond can employ at least 2 applicants. 50 times 2, is it not 100? We will have 100 applicants employed for their fishery farming within their community. 50 ponds can produce millions of naira within a time of 6 months after harvest. By the time we replicate it plenty, member House of Assembly, member National Assembly, senators, our Honorable Commissioner will go and do one, and many other type of people, and also business community. Before you know, every community in Adamawa State has their own fish pond gallery, where they will go in the evening and relax. Instead of relaxing doing nothing, you can be relaxing making what? Money. It is very important we should have this type of hub all over. By the time we do 200 to 300 fish pond in a communities in Adamawa State, we will be one of the major hub exporting fish. Then we will retain our mantle as a source of fish in where? Nigeria. We are encouraging Ministry of Fishery. I think maybe they will be transferred to local government areas so that their ministry will be disconnected. Then they will take us serious. I think that will be the best formula. All these active ministries, they don't need to be inside city. They're supposed to be in the hinterlands of the state so that they can practicalize this thing and synergize with the business community so that they can get it right. Next slide, please. Next slide. Animal feed production cooperative group. We don't have cooperative cluster here that are producing animal feed. In Adamawa, we are importing animal feed. Why? The only thing that they import from overseas in any country that have science is only enzymes. It's only enzymes. You don't need to import the feed. The feed is everywhere. All these grasses, you can check some of the species of grass that are good in animal feed. Our mesh of our corn production, whatever, is a background for it. By the time you crush it, add feed, enzymes inside, it's done. Animal will eat. Now, the point is that yesterday, Director of Livestock has given us statistic. He said these are the areas of my interest. More than 15 million of animals in Adamawa State. 15 million. But we are not looking at it as an opportunity. People are not ready to set up. And these are things, see the machineries here. Small machines. That doesn't cost any amount of money. We can produce all this in our local communities and have a lot of farm producers of animal feed. Then livestock business will be what? Viable. Even this one that we're complaining about, open grazing. We cannot solve the problem of open grazing when there's no source of animal feed. We must solve this problem. So we need an entrepreneurs, we need a cluster group that will say, okay, we will enter this business immediately. Then I think we will be making forward. Next slide. Integrated community livestock hub. Where are our corporate hubs? Why can't we have competition between villages in Adamawa State in having cluster hub of animals? Community hubs that we can set up, maybe for goats, maybe for cows, maybe for whatever form of livestock. We need to have interest to have this, not only as individuals, but also as a what? As a cooperative. So it is very important to have this so that we can have more economic regulation and wealth creation within our citizenry. Next one. Now, Customary District Development Committee Cooperative. Now, the problem we have is that all these our district head, they are not doing anything together with the community. A district head will only sit down in his palace and wait for opportunities. He don't know that he is in the midst of what? Opportunity. We are calling on the district heads. Thank God now, Adamawa is saturated with district heads everywhere, viable ones. So the point is one, they should have a committee of productivity so that they can challenge their community in producing value. During dry season in Adamawa State, you will not be happy. When you go to villages, people are just relaxing, sitting under trees, doing nothing, because we have a concept of productivity inclusion. The idea is that we need to convert this district head, need a lesson occasion. Let them drop their cap and their title. Let them organize their people in the community. Let them be focused in productivity. But we'll be doing, I don't know, so it's challenging. Let's try and see how we can make progress from that. Now, the advantage of also customary development communities, so that they can be calling the attention of our elites, calling the attention of our governors, so that we can have a platform that is yearning for development. Let us stop sharing rice politicians, you should help us and stop sharing rice. Let's bring input. Let's bring machineries. Let's bring value. Let's bring productivity inclusion for the people at the grassroots. It is better. Rather than coming to share rice, people will eat and finish. Next time they will bring this and come and eat and finish. We are not consumer community. We are supposed to be a productive community. That is why we are always building poverty upon poverty. People are totally unemployed. We are looking for one community in Adamawa that when your senator bring rice, reject. Tell him, say, go and eat. You people are not hungry. Are we refugees? Are we poor that we cannot feed ourselves? How can a bag of your rice be important for you as a full grown-up man? It's because we have taken ourselves so low. Let him come and account for us. Let's have community development. If you vote a leader, he's in the office. When you come, ask him what has he done. Let's go back in the direction of prosperity, in the direction of economic revolution, in the aspect that we can fight this poverty. We cannot be so miserable like that a bag or a soap can be very important. No, it's wrong. So we need action group. We need people that we can revolutionalize our system by ourselves. Next. Kaolin valuation addition. Okay, we have talked about Kaolin. Next. Now, this is talcum. Women, all this your powder. This is what you are rubbing. Talcum. Talcum is available in Bauchi. It's maybe 30,000 naira per 20 bag. But when they go mix it and give it color, that one bag, they will sell it 5 million or 10 million for you. You are here. So please, open your eye. People that have interest in mining, most especially women, you are the one that spend money in cosmetic. Transfer it on talcum. You can use talcum and produce any type of cosmetic you want, either foundation, either background, either whatever, either eyelashes, either designer, anyone you want, you can produce from talcum. 1 ton of talcum is 20 bags, is 30,000. When you produce it, it will serve you for the next 70 years. You don't need another one again. So save your money and save your money for another good thing. Next. Nature Spices Production Cooperative. Yesterday I saw so many spices outside there. Lagos is full of spices from northern Nigeria, but we don't have cooperative here. We are interested to see these cooperatives that are doing these spices so that we can sit down together with them and agree, let them improve their packaging. Let's see how they can do also centralized NAFDAC number so that we can have our spices, pepe, all. Let's have it and see a potential of export of our agricultural produce from Adamawa State and also from northeastern Nigeria. And also there are people that are doing traditional perfume. It's making sense. Instead of importing Arabian one, we can import from here. So those value chains should organize themselves so that we can have a standard cluster, so that we can have an improved packaging. That one doesn't require NAFDAC number. So that one is an easy go. We kickstart and start playing immediately. So that one is a fine business. So let's have a cooperative in that regard. You alone cannot, one squad cannot win a battle. At least officers can concoct it. For you to go and win a battle, you must be plenty. So let's stop doing one business. Let's form ourselves into a cooperative cluster. We can easily attract resources. But let's have a definite, defined portfolio that can be seen by investor that one is worthwhile venturing. Now, I have talked about this one. These are our waste bin. These are iron, how they are converting it, ready for application. Next slide. I want to also bring our attention. Recently, we have a development of MRI. It's a quantum technology scanner through radar satellite. So if you want to venture into mining, you can contact us. We have a new latest technology device. We don't need to go to your site. By the time we get your coordinate, they will send radar satellite through remote sensing. It will scan your mining site to 50 meters down. Scan everything. If it is oil, we see it. If it is gemstone, we see it. If it is any form of mineral, we see it clearly. No longer analog operation. You have to go and suffer, do code drill, gambling, and what have you. Don't waste your investment. Technology is here. There's a medical doctor here. When they say MRI, the one that you can go and scan the whole of your body. Our own is a quantum technology MRI for earth scanning. It scanned at kilometer per kilometer, using the latest world definition technology of quantum science. Next. Now, our emerging forthcoming agricultural technology, Agrosonic Africa, is an electromagnetic and sound technology that can bridge the multi-production within one season. We are bringing another technology in the couple of 1 or 2 months. It's a simple device, maybe bigger than this. What it does is that when you put in your farm, if it is 500 square meter, that is the capacity of the one you buy, it will multiply season in your farm. If your mango is producing once a year, that one, it will turn it into 4 seasons. So after you finish plugging your mango, the device will send electronic signal and tell the mango that it is ready to produce again. Before you know, it will start producing what? Flower. So instead for you to harvest your mango once a year, you will start harvesting mango 3 times or 4 times season. Instead for you to harvest your cashew once a year, you will start harvesting your cashew 3 times or 4 times per season. That is how it applies to all mineralogy. It is also a new definition quantum technology that has come to revive agriculture. Instead of seasonal production, it will be given multi-season production. Next. Next, please. Sorry. Next, yeah, go ahead. Your Excellency, our chairman, it's a time for justice for something. Our able chairman will come up on board. I want to announce our contribution for the development of enterprising in Adamawa State. We have developed a software, we have developed a gateway, we have developed a platform, we have registered it, we are linking it to global engine of trade search. We are launching a platform called Adamawa E-Commerce Gateway. We call it Adamawa Hub. So all those that wore the uniform, if you are here, please, you can confront, so that our chairman will launch this platform immediately, so as we are rounding up this session. If you are Adamawa Hub here, please come immediately. What the hub is going to do specifically, it is a free gateway. If you are doing business in Adamawa State, we will upload you free of charge, and we will market you to the international market. So when you see phone call calling from China, don't say it's a scammer. It's somebody that have seen your number on Adamawa Hub. When you see somebody calling you from Malaysia for your product and services, it is not a scammer. It is our handwork. We are promoting you to make sure we connect all your product to the international market, so that dollars, pounds, RMB, dirham, everything, all the road back to where? Adamawa, through Adamawa International Business Hub. So Adamawa Hub should quickly come so that our chairman will come up on board. Yes, okay. And any business that you have, whether real estate, whether you are a law firm, whether you are a medical firm, whatever you want, we are giving about 3 months free upload of enterprise information management system services to Adamawa State freely for the next 6 months. So it is free, and we thank God our commissioner is also here, so that there are the 2 people that they will launch the platform for us.
Group photos
because our aim is to promote enterprise. Through e-commerce gateway. Promote everything. Yes,
Yeah, let's come upstairs, please. All of us on uniform, t-shirts, caps, We can arrange ourselves from the back so that the cameras will get you guys well. Yes. Adama Hope of businesses.
Only one, yes.
So you can see what we told you yesterday. Permanent Secretary PAMSEC, Dr. Tasi will join us. Yeah. Come on. Okay. So one step.
I think so.
Your Lordship, man. Can you buy some of the swing and so on? Come up, man. Come up, man.
My third tape is going to drop. When it drops, y'all will see. It's going to be DJ Snaps.
So,
With the good work, man.
this is a very historic moment for us. What started like a not too serious business yesterday is now culminating to a life-changing decision. We thank God for our brother, Dr. John Parker. We thank God for this day, and we thank God for all of us. I feel greatly honored and humbled to be the one to launch this agricultural and mineral resource e-hub for our own dear state. May God make this hub a source for many of our lives and transformation. Amen. So let's have a hand. This launching is not like the ordinary one we cut tape. It's a commitment we are going to have in our hearts, and it's a resolve we shall have, that we do not just take it like the normal talk. It's a privilege and opportunity, and I urge all of us here to not miss this opportunity in the next 2-3 hours to be able to have this life-changing decision. I'm supported here by the Commissioner of Commerce, who will also say a word on this launch, sir.
Chairman of the occasion, the person of Professor Bashir, my senior colleague, the chairman, the convener of this very important event. The Adamawa State government is deeply grateful for this opportunity to host this event and also to launch this e-commerce in Adamawa State. Indeed, this will help to promote business activities, especially investment and export promotion mechanism in Adamawa State. This is very unique and special indeed, and it will serve as an incentive to all those that are intending to go into such businesses like mineral exploration and export, as well as export of our agricultural products. To God we give the glory. We are happy that the convener has come back home, has identified Adamawa State as his home state, and he's here to contribute greatly to the development of the state. We remain grateful to him, and we pray that God Almighty will continue to uplift him and give him more wisdom to help business activity in this state. Thank you very much.
Thank you, thank you.
So I think we are done. But maybe, Paka, we need maybe one person from the members of the hub, or at least the convener, to just wrap it.
We appreciate this opportunity, and I also appreciate the chairman and the honorable commissioner for giving us the opportunity to serve our dear state. And I want to assure you that this is the first in the entire nation. Adamawa is the first state to launch Adamawa International Business Hub. And we pray that other states will follow lead. We appreciate this honor. Thank you very much. Yes.
Thank you, thank you. You may take your seat, please. Gently be careful with these staircases. Gently and carefully with this. Is this one? Okay. Yeah, please. A round of applause for Dr. Parker. A round of applause for our chairman, Professor Bashir. A round of applause for our governor, who is ably represented by Dr. Dabri, Commissioner of Commerce. A round of applause for, by representation, Dr. Helene. We thank God for the presence of Senator Moal Yidi, who is ably represented by Ibrahim Bapetel. My own elder brother, a politician, a leader, a stakeholder and elder statesman in Adamawa State, the person of Joy Elias. You are all welcome, and we appreciate your presence. Your phone is here. Okay. Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, we are gradually winding up this great occasion.
Coming from Nigeria, welcome you all. I'm standing here as the National Woman Leader of Nigerian Association of Small and Medium Enterprise to thank every one of you that have come to grace this occasion. This is our day because on behalf of the SMEs of Adamawa State, NASME was chosen to be the lead BMO that will feature on this hope. It is not because he's been biased. I want to tell you that he was the pioneer president of Nigerian Association of Small and Medium Enterprise in Adamawa State. And when we step into his shoe track, we catch the fire and began to do the things he is doing. And that is why he came back to kind of nurture us as his babies. So I want to appreciate the convener in person of, I call him Professor of SME, Dr. John Parker, for finding us worthy to come back home and initiate this opportunity for us. And we want to promise you today and now that we are not going to fail you, we are going to uphold this kind of legacy you're laying down for us. And Prosati will not forgive us if we don't live up to our expectation. And I want to assure our members from across the Northeast state that the launch is not going to stop here. The launch is going to continue because we will go around the Northeast state before the next year's African Summit is coming, the date for the next year's African Summit. So, okay, now it's such an answer. Sorry, I'm not supposed to say it. Thank you very much, everybody, and God bless you.
Yeah, that was a speech from Mrs. Beatrice. She's part of African Mineral Summit. She was just trying to give a special vote of thanks to all of us that we are here. But I think there's a little breeze of protocols, and we actually supposed to have a session. There is a breakaway session of the panel. We had panelists yesterday, and we quite discussed a lot of things. and they expose us to quite a number of things that we ought to know. And in the same vein and in the same line, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to have a breakaway, before the breakaway, our followers we have followers, we are live streaming this event live, and I'm marveled with the kind of responses I'm having. Master Parker, permit me to just draw your attention. Someone that is following us since yesterday, he said, wow, could this be a black magic man? Are you sure we have this person in Nigeria? Talk more of northern Nigeria. I think it's a high time Tinubu and the government of the federal, at the federal level, to call you into duty. You are better than what we are seeing. I think it's Kashmir is the name in India. He said, I'm interested. What a novelty event taking place in Nigeria. I say, I know Lagos, but I never heard of Adamawa State. I would like to come down. Someone equally responded, he said, the MC, Mr. Tom, I know him in person. Can you just tell the organizers of this event to link up to all the 19 northern states, for there is a lot of wealth unharnessed, untapped, even our back doors. So these are tons and scores of comments for those that are following us live right away. They are all watching us. Within and outside Nigeria, you can see someone from India is just giving a comment. So what we are doing and what we are saying is not joking. It is time for every one of us to begin to look inward in the area of agriculture and solid mineral resources. Dr. Parker, I want to please ask you to stand up. Sorry, the convener, you may be wondering why we asked you to stand up. Possibly, I want to tell you that based on what we are reading and hearing, resources from the media, I am a media consultant, and I have a company called TG News. I'm the publisher, the chief editor, and the CEO. Sir, you are a brainchild. The world is watching you clearly now. What you've done here, you have exposed yourself the more. Mr. Chairman, sir, you guys, you've exposed the man the more. And you are to be ready for action. I know my governor will go and elect to Governor Fintri, from Governor Fintri to, as you see the comments. Please, can we rise up and do 3 gosa for this gentleman? Number 1. Number 2. Number 3. Sir, you can see the expert, your elder brothers, your senior ones, your younger ones are celebrating you. You are a great man. It's a challenge. Don't sit up. Don't sit down, but sit up. Stand up and rise up to challenges. Please clap for him as he takes his seat, please. It is not easy to have someone from this part of the country. You can see someone from, I think some people is down west or south, they think northerners, we don't really have what we take to even do a lot of things. So I wonder why should that man give that kind of thinking, that why can there be anybody like that from the north? But I think I can give you the appropriate response when I leave this upstage. Mr. Parker, we are grateful, we thank you all, and we appreciate all the, and we pray that you will not relax and you will not be tired. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Chairman, I want to call on the moderator of this session. The moderator is no other person than the convener himself, Dr. Pekka. Please, sir, may you come to the stage, sir. We will have the come out, and we have the director. Of have Engineer Yusuf Audu, the question man. Where is you? Where are you, Engineer Yusuf Audu? Then we have the NEPE, and we have Fidelity. Please come upstairs. How we want to give you a little of our time so that we can discuss all that we have to discuss. Please, you can come upstairs. Yes, as they are trying to settle down for the business of the time, I want to recognize the presence of the Permanent Secretary of Ministry of Commerce. I want to recognize the presence of the Fidelity staffs and the manager. Sorry, we skipped a name among the panelists. I have my big boss, my elder brother, Ahmad Waziri, former Commissioner of Agriculture. Sir, can you come upstairs, please? Yes, it is time. Dr. Parker, as the moderator, I leave the floor for you, please, to take over. Thank you.
Yeah, it's my privilege to introduce the panelists in this segment of panel discussion. Let me not take much of the time. Let me quickly give opportunity to the panelists to personally introduce themselves and to tell us the little summary input in line with what we observed throughout the session of this summit. So let's start by your side, sir.
Thank you very much. My name is Engineer Waziri Amadou, and I'm an expert in agriculture and agribusiness. I come from the Madagali local government area of this state. Now, I said earlier when I had the opportunity to make goodwill or to give a goodwill message that I actually came across this event on one of our platforms, Agricultural Engineering Institute platforms, stating that there is going to be this conference that will bring both solid minerals and people who are interested in solid minerals, investment and agriculture, agribusiness in the Northeast to be held in Yola. I became very curious because I wanted to see how these two subject areas will be brought together and how they will synergize. Clearly, Dr. Parker has done us very proud, and he has explained for people at all levels of understanding what can be done and what will be of interest to them. So for me, who is from the agriculture and agribusiness subsectors of the Adamawa economy and of the Northeast economy, I learned quite a lot, not about the subject matters only, but especially about what can be done, how we should not just be talking and talking and talking forever about what needs to be done, but how to actually go about doing what should be done. From my observation, or let's say from what I'd learned, I'd realized that what we need to do is organize ourselves to produce useful information for people in these sectors, and then for us even to learn from people who are already engaged in these activities in other parts of the country, to learn what we can do by ourselves without needing to have to wait for the government to push the initiative. Funding is a very important part of whatever it is that we want to do. There are a number of initiatives on the horizon. We should stop just looking at them, but to try to find out by ourselves what we can access, how we can benefit, and so on and so forth. And like I said earlier, which is like news to a lot of people, there are moves toward making the Bank of Agriculture a bank for natural resources. In other words, it's a bank that will finance both the agriculture sector and the mining sector, the solid minerals sector. The government has already put in the current budget that is about to be assented to about 1.5 trillion naira to rebuild the bank, to recapitalize the bank. There is a separate amount which is over, I think, over 3 trillion naira that is there just for on lending to potential investors in these two sectors. So there is a lot to look forward to, and I'm really happy that I came to this two-day conference in Yola. Thank you very much.
Hello, my name is Engineer Yusuf Audu, the Managing Director of Siraya International, and equally the principal partner to Kiki Beyond Farming. Kiki Beyond Farming has similar concept and idea with what the convener has presented to us. I am so happy that there are people with such innovation around, which can get us out of poverty. In Adamawa, God has blessed us so much. In the Northeast, God has blessed us so much. There are things that we don't need to wait for government to do for us. That is the whole mission. We need not to be waiting for government to do everything for us. We need to take our destinies onto our hands. In Kiki Beyond Farming, we have said that and we are challenging. I'm still repeating, we are saying that and we are challenging that the government here in Adamawa, Kiki Beyond Farming will have a model for the invention of economic prosperity through agricultural activities, whereby within 4 years, the government can generate 3.7 trillion naira. And also within these 4 years, they will be able to employ not less than 2 million people. How? He has already started giving so many ways where these things can happen. The clusters, the cooperative societies, and the rest, if they can come together, then things will work good for us. We tend to be so much unto ourselves, not thinking about cooperating. Once you cannot afford to buy a car, I can beat my chest to say that, okay, since I cannot buy a car of 10 million, I have 1 million, I can get 10 people, so that each and every one of us will put 1 million, and we can get a car of 10 million worth at that particular time. And I can take that car to my child or to my family to tell them this car belongs to me. And it is true, it belongs to me, because I have put 1 million into it. And the next day, the other friend can take it to his house and swear that this car belongs to him. And it is true. So the concept of cluster getting together to put our resources together, it becomes like economic of scale. so that you can attract a lot of things coming to that place. I think this is an excellent summit, and we are looking forward to actualize it. And it is possible. It is not impossible. It is possible. Like minds, if they come together, nothing can stop them from actualizing what they wanted to do. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Nicholas Stefanos, the Director, Industry, Ministry of Commerce, Trade and Industry, and equally the President, Breakthrough Reality Multipurpose Cooperative, Loan and Thrift Multipurpose Cooperative. Even though I was not present yesterday because I have other engagements, I attended this summit today. And in fact, it is mind-blowing because to me personally, it's like we've gotten a solution to the problem that have been bothering us. Because when you are talking of funding, though if I'm to talk on funding, I will look at it from two perspectives. That is funding of small and micro businesses, and then funding of large-scale businesses. But this time around in this introduction, I would like to dwell much on small and micro enterprises. Honestly, when we are talking of funding of small-scale enterprises is something that we can say is lacking, because what PAWECA, just PAWECA, is doing is enough to have helped the small enterprises to come out from their problems. Because I think right from the inception of this regime, I think every year, PAWECA, or the Adamawa State government through PAWECA, is giving people funds in order to run their small businesses. But you know, there is one misconception that our people have. Any money from the government is a free money. It's a money to consume. So you discover that after people collect these monies, they misuse them. They eat them up, not knowing that they are eating their capital. And apart from that, there are several organizations that are assisting in funding small-scale businesses. Because recently, while I'm living at Vinicland, you know, for over 2 weeks now, there is an organization that is assisting the small businesses with funds. Though this time around, when they came, they thought they have sense. They did not give them cash. They bought materials for their businesses. So because they know by giving them money, they will squander it. Now they brought items that they can use in order to help them in their business. But still, you see, because there are people that they train to produce pomade and other cosmetics, some people were trained to produce this pasta and the rest. So they gave them all sorts of materials for the running of this business. But you discover that since then, you will not see any of those locally manufactured products as intended in the community. Some of them, immediately they collect it, they sell it. So what I'm trying to say here, when Doctor was presenting his paper, I said to myself, the solution to our problem is the formation of this hub. Because if I may advise, even PAWECA now, if they want to give assistance, capital, to these small-scale businesses. Let them organize them into these hubs. And let there be strict monitoring. Because like that machine he introduced to us, that cost just 75,000. That means if 3 people that were given 50,000 naira each can come together, even if, as he said, the cost of transportation is equal to the cost of the product, is still less than 150. So if those people can now organize themselves into hub and they acquire that machine, and then let there be strict monitoring, I think that will help a lot. So my advice here is not the issue of giving out money, but let there be sensitization. Let our people, the small-scale business owners, let them be given orientation that the money they are giving is not for their consumption, but for them to use it as a capital so that it will help them in their lives. Thank you.
Organizers of this event, distinguished guests here, I am Saso Benson Ali, the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Commerce, Trade and Industries. Good afternoon, all. I am privileged to be here today. Unfortunately, yesterday I was away, I couldn't attend. But my greater joy is attending today. Immediately the convener came up and started talking. My take is that this is an eye-opener to the Northeast and in particular to Adamawa State, and especially the issue of e-commerce hub. I think this is a great gift we have gotten from our own. We should utilize it, key into it, so that we'll get out of poverty gradually. Sometimes people become so much afraid of venturing or taking risk in getting into businesses. I always say this, don't underestimate a little beginning. You never can know where it can take you. I heard him when he was presenting, talking about garbage, how we can turn garbage into fertilizer. Many people were laughing. This is a reality. There are so many little things around us that we look at as if they are nuisance. But in the real sense, such don't need much money for us to utilize those opportunities. So I want to thank the convener for this great eye-opener. We will key into it. And I will beg my honorable commissioner, even if it is at his own end, we will go on awareness creation. It is one thing to bring something so beautiful on the table here in Adamawa State, but another thing to expose it to those that are supposed to hear this message. We here have heard it, we have seen it, but there are some in the remote areas that don't have the opportunity to see and hear this. So, Honorable Commissioner, sir, I want to beg a favor before everybody here. Let us go back and announce this. Let us expose it. Let us create awareness and sensitize the populace. Thank you so much, sir.
Now before you drop your microphone, I want to have a specific question for you. As a permanent secretary, Ministry of Commerce, and Industry, which is the engine room for enterprise development in any state, do the ministry have any source of platform or partnership or synergy or influence on any financial institution, organizations that are into microfunding, that are at hand, that an organized cooperative that are ready to utilize their fund into a smart production model? Do they have any form of source of facility, either by state government, either by their partner, or either by any affiliated NGO or what have you, so that my fellow MSMEs can hear that?
We have this ADAS program. I think they have gone to an advanced stage in trying to get some loan from the Bank of Industry. If I am not mistaken, they are near getting to completion about getting some funds, getting to about 3 billion naira to give business owners to improve on their businesses. This I know. I have attended several meetings with them, and just recently I was with the MD, and this is near completion. Yes.
So as a director of industries, all that we are talking here is about industrialization. And we believe to the strategy of micro-industrialization saturation model first, before you go to MSMEs, before you reach large scale. So far in Adamawa State, sir, how many micro-industries are affiliated with the ministry right now?
First and foremost, the Ministry of Commerce, Trade and Industry is the ministry that oversees all the activities of industries and then commercial activities in the state. There are a lot of SMEs, though precisely now I cannot give the actual number, but we have them a lot because we work hand in hand with NASME. We work hand in hand with Ministry of Entrepreneurship Development. You know, the work is a synergy. So the ministry, we have a lot of enterprises that are affiliated to us. But when it comes, at times when it comes to real activity, you know, these enterprises are considered to be taken care of by the Ministry of Entrepreneurship Development. But at times, we have to do the preliminary work before now they take over, because they are the ones that have the mandate to have the conclusion of the work. That's it.
Yeah, there's one more question I want to ask, sir. In some states, through our consulting services, we have seen state government that has influenced funding from government agencies, big time, from central bank scheme and other developmental banks, to influence mega industrial revolution in their state. I can even give you one example. Ogun State is one of the most populated, advanced states in Nigeria right now that has huge concentration of industries within their state because of their policy, state policy, and also their smart strategy of the government, both the governor and the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, toward wooing and influencing funding and investors. What is the state doing currently in strategically, not passively, to see how they can bring in practical industrialization and influencing direct financing model from the MSME's development finance and also from the technical financial institutions that are supposed to fund industries in Adamawa State?
Thank you for that question. Actually, the Ministry of Commerce, Trade and Industry is coming up with that arrangement because last 2 years or so, there was this bank situated in Adamawa State, the Nexim Bank. The Nexim Bank has the mandate of funding all these mega enterprises. But the conditions attached to accessing funds from them is so difficult that they could not get patronage here. So that is why recently I heard that they have relocated to Borno State. So as a result of that, Ministry of Commerce and Industry is working in conjunction with others, just as my permanent secretary has said, to access funds from Bank of Industry for the large enterprises. And apart from that, we are also working hand in hand with NASAL, because we do have meetings with the National Nigeria Exports Council. So we are trying to see how we can come up with policies that can assist in funding these larger enterprises. So the government is trying hard to see that we come up with that strategy so that the large industry, the large enterprises can be funded adequately.
Thank you, sir. I want to make a simple comment in regard to that. I want to make a small recommendation to that. Our Honorable Commissioner of Commerce and Industry, with the representative here, there's a very big challenge from our development banks, precisely Bank of Industry and other related, in terms of collateralization. When you go there as a very big company, as a giant company, as an MSMEs to borrow funding, they will give you condition of collateral must be from a prime state. So I don't know which state is prime in Nigeria and which state is not prime. I want to make it very clear. Most of the banks will tell you they only need collateral either of a landed property in Abuja or in Lagos, where the collateral has value. And why did the collateral has value in those states is because the state has grown enterprise with big capacity. Most of these banks, they don't accept collateralization at some states of Nigeria, not only Adamawa State. So I'm calling on state government and the agencies of government that concern to have a clear understanding and a clear quota of fund allocation to each state and to accept any form of collateral that comes from that state. That is why there's no big funding coming from all this developmental bank to other states, only to other few states that has a power of collateral value. So, sir, this is one of the problems, and if we want to really do that, I think it has to come out from the office of your office, a memo to governor, that if central bank is allocating fund, and this fund is meant for every state to benefit, then they should accept collateral of that state as a CFO. Otherwise, we don't have anything. That's my recommendation, sir.
Mr. We just go on just to give you the only 5 minutes remains of your time because of other engagements. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Just going to what he was talking about just now, about the difficulty with which people access loans from all these development finance institutions. There are a lot of very good ideas, and there are a lot of very very good clients with high potential who, if they had the funding, would do much more than they are doing right now. And I'm familiar with what the federal government is trying to do in this respect, in the sense that not long ago, the president announced that the government was going to establish a national credit guarantee company. This is the reason the federal government wants to do that. The difficulties with getting collateral to access funding by corporate organizations, by governmental organizations, and even individuals. If there was a source of funding to provide guarantees for accessing these loans and so on, it would be so much easier for investors and for entrepreneurs. So the federal government, I am aware, is already developing the draft legislation to take to the National Assembly to establish a national guarantee company in which both public and private sector organizations will invest, and it would make it much easier for people who want to access funding from this, not just the development finance institutions, but even commercial deposit money banks and so on and so forth.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Sir, yesterday when you were talking, you mentioned of your partnership with other organizations, locally and internationally, a way of accessing funds. What are other options of funding do you have at your fingertip that you think we can leverage on, either through partnership or through any form that you may think of?
Kiki Beyond Farming has so many partners within and without. Presently, we are having a model where we are testing it in Ghana and also at Burkina Faso. That model is going to assist our local farmers so much that the funding will come from that end through Kiki Beyond Farming. There are companies that they want to get some certain products. And we say that our farmers here, they can farm 3 to 4 times in a year. And that is our mission. If they can go 3 to 4 times in a year, funding is their problem. So the companies are saying that, no, we are going to give you that money, but you need to get people that are serious, that can meet the demand. That is, they want a shipload of maize or a shipload of rice. And if you don't have farmers that are ready, me and you, only 2 people, cannot fill the ship with such a quantity. So our farmers will get that funding very easily without collateral, without interest, because we are linking any person that is going to go into such project will be insured. And once insurance is done, there will be supervision. And that aspect will help us in getting cheap funds to give to our farmers. Finally, here we're able to get massive Akasan tractors, new ones. We have given out to farmers at 5 million naira, new, brand new. 75 horsepower as of then. But now that tractor that is given at 5 million naira is 46 million today. It is 46 million. So, in order for us to have this funding, We even ask from other part of the world, like in Germany, you access loan for a farmer at 1.5%, 2%, 3% interest rate. If you get 1 million, you pay maybe about 30,000 naira at the end of the year. So such things that we want to happen in Nigeria, so that we will be able to see that government can give us some certain guarantee. Once you insure it, once there are strong supervision, once there are people on the ground that they know exactly what they are doing, once there is market where you can sell these things and the money is there for you to access, I see no reason why funding will be a difficult thing.
Thank you. Based on our time, the MC has already called off the session. So we want to appreciate the high table for your time, and I'm sure from your words of commendation, much will be taken, and I think action will also be taken in regard to this session. Thank you very much.
Yes. They will take a group photos now, and after they take this very one, I'll call the people in the high table to join them for the group photo too. Let them take the first one. Yeah. Okay. Then all the people on the high table, can you join them upstairs? Okay. Yes, try and take yours, please. You can just give us a smiling mood. Don't just give us a moody face. Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You can take yours.
Get this money dance. You can't hack this money dance. You can never dance this money dance.
Yeah. A round of applause for our panelists and moderator.
For instance, I really know they like two-faced niggas. Me, I know they give them chance. I do the money dance. I do the money dance. I do the money dance. I do the money dance.
Give them a round of applause, please. They have extensively discussed and revealed a lot of things that we need to know pertaining this very exhibition. Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, we have in our presence the chairman of Ashell Group, Architect Adamu Hussaini, is into mineral resources and solid and agricultural investment. Please, may we give him a round of applause, please. The next agenda we have now, we have the president of Miners Association. He's fully represented. He has a 2-minute message for all of us. The representative of National President of Miners Association, please. Can you come up stage and give us your 2 minutes message, please? Yeah, you're welcome, sir.
All protocols duly observed. I want to graciously appreciate this forum that has been fully arranged to benefit the community, the whole community in Adamawa State, and by extension, the Nigeria community. I wish I am from Adamawa. I want to say that since I came in here yesterday, I have enjoyed a lot of hospitality. I've enjoyed a lot of comradeship. I've enjoyed a lot of good food, local delicacies. And this afternoon, we have been brainstormed on how we can develop our agro-allied and solid mineral sector. Therefore, I want to say, Adamawa State, you are blessed. On this note, I want to graciously thank our board of directors and the expert of consortium in the technical department of the Association of Solid Mineral Miners and Marketers of Nigeria. What has been replicated in Adamawa will be replicated nationally. With John Parker on the board of the Technical Committee of the National Association of Solid Minerals, Marketers and Miners of Nigeria, we will move this sector to a global and international stage. And I want to assure the Adamawarians and the state where Dr. Parker has come from that you are going to have a lot of value added in your solid mineral ministry and development. Therefore, we are highly pleased as a group and an association that is determined to create market, that is determined to create segments of industrial hub, that is determined to bring investors, huge investors, that is determined to change the tide of time in the mineral sector of the solid minerals, that we have come to stay. We are no longer going to remain the way we are. That is from today. We have moved to the next level, and I know and I believe with our joint effort, with our combination, with our network, we will take over the solid mineral industry in the whole of the global state. I want to remind you that development started from Africa. The first generation started from Africa. We are coming to the point where it should be reckoned that the new generation of development that has started from a place where nobody has expected will snowball throughout the whole nations and the whole global stage. And I want to appreciate the product that have been brought forth in this project, that from today, the whole world, especially in the sector where we are taking decisions and we are influencing, we look forward to Adamawa, we look forward to locating John Parker in his close community. On that note, we are delighted. I am going home with a full package of great innovation, with great talent, with great package. And I want to assure you, in the smallest possible time, this thing we see today here will be replicated nationally. And I know by the time we meet again, we will have a cause to smile. I say thank you so very much. I am humbled. I am thrilled. I want to continue to remain part and parcel of this project till Jesus Christ comes. In the name of Jesus Christ.
Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, the convener, you can see how the place is saturated. Mr. President didn't even know he had become a pastor and turned the whole place to be a show. So, Mr. President of the Miners Association, please, this is a summit. So all we are praying, he has given his goodwill. And the goodwill is that what Parker is doing or he has done, it has become a wildfire. And it's going internationally, not only in Nigeria. Thank you very much, sir, President of the Miners Association of Nigeria. That was a wonderful presentation. Sir, there are a lot of people, your presentation and the panelist session, I think there are people that they are so inquisitive to know so many things. I think we have to allow a little time of question, 1 or 2 questions, so that for people's mind and doubts to be clear. It will not be okay when we are out of here and we are still having some doubt and confusion or so. If you have a question, I remember somebody met me. If you have a question, please, we will give you a mic. Come, please. Okay. Anybody that has a question, a mic will be going to ask you a question. Come here, please.
Thank you. Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, my name is John Elias. I am very grateful for these very wonderful presentations made by especially my younger brother, John Yohana Packer, and other presenters. I want to reiterate the emphasis made by the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Commerce. Fortunately, Ministry of Commerce are all here. The Honorable Commissioner is here, and the Permanent Secretary and the directors that are responsible for moving and especially steering the ship of Ministry of Commerce in Adamawa State are all here. The presentations made by our brother, like she said, we have accepted and conceived it, but there is one fundamental issue. This presentation is only made here, but the bulk of it all lies solely at the grassroots. I want to ask the organizer of this very important occasion, Dr. John Packer, and the Commissioner for Commerce and Industry, as regards what the Permanent Secretary raised, especially as it takes the issue of grassroots. What are we or what are you doing to ensure that this forum or this presentation is made at the grassroots, especially local governments and even development areas, if possible, at the district level? Thank you.
I'm sure the convener understands the question very well. Let him answer. I'm sure the question is noted, but we want to see if you we prefer to respond first or we'll ask more. We'll ask, okay, so we'll ask 2 more questions, then you will respond. We'll pass that stage. Okay, you can ask your question, sir.
Good afternoon. My name is Imam Ibrahim. I'm a development consultant. I don't know whether it's an oversight. I just want to pass information, since this is a nano MSE gathering. I don't know why Bank of Industry has not been invited, or they have been invited, they did not come. But however, to the audience, please and please, there's a fund available for SMEs with the Bank of Industry. And it's a development fund. And that fund, the total sum is 75 billion naira. And that the maximum you can apply is 5 million. There is no collateral. What you need is just a guarantor who could be on level 10 or 12 minimum. So please, let's take this advantage of this opportunity. is there. I have advised a lot of people here in Yola to meet up, and it is online thing. All what is required is a business name up and running, or a limited liability company up and running. Please let not repeat the mistake of the DBN, Development Bank of Nigeria, where 2 years ago, about 500 billion was given as a development fund. Ogun State got 270 billion. The entire Northeast got 3 billion. To Honorable Senator Ali Ndume has been shouting about this. So please and please let us not repeat. It is 9-digit interest rate. It's not much. It's a federal government money. It's not Bank of Industry money. It's just domiciled there. SME, please and please go online and look for it.
We had it all, please. There is earmarks over 17 billion. Right? Over 17 billion, right? Yeah, I'm right. I'm right to say over 17 billion. 75 billion precisely for you and I, if you are into business, to go and at least take this loan. You say it's interest-free. Please, these are information that can help us get to where we are thinking we want to get. Somebody asked a question that is there anything your organization is doing to ensure that they cope up or tackle the issue of illegal mining? Sir, you have a question, right? Give him the mic. Please, if you ask, just ask direct question. We are trying to work with time. Go straight to question and ask your question, please.
Good evening, everybody. Is it afternoon? My name is Al-Hassan Mohammed Fau from Gombe State. I want to appreciate this gathering more than a lot of people for two reasons: of being an agriculturalist, a farmer now, and then now mining also. So you can see agriculture and mining. The theme is well chosen, and it has been treated, I can say, adequately. I have appreciated my presence, and I would have missed everything by missing this. My question now, sorry, I was introducing myself. The question is, given the level of insecurity in Nigeria, given the level of unemployment in Nigeria, given the level of insufficient funding, and of course the correct directing of the funds, little funds, to the targeted persons, can we ask the question, does the government have the political will? Has it got the political will to be able to help? I agree with the convener that we should not surrender our development, whatever, to government. The private sector should come in and do what it can do. But the political government should be able to provide the political will for all these things to thrive and give us a meaningful development process. I thank you very much.
Thank you
the
very
question
much.
Therefore is, does the government have the political will to be able to help?
All right.
We don't want you to take
over to Dr. Parker now to respond to all questions, please. Give Dr. Parker the microphone, sir.
Yeah, thank you for the two questions. One, somebody asked about illegal miners. I'm having a serious contention to answer that. Because number one, who is an illegal miner? Who is also a legal miner? Some people will tell you that this stone is found in their land, in their hereditary, they found themselves on it, and they are hungry, and they want to sell it so that they can survive. If we say they are totally illegal, there's a problem. But they may be legal by ownership, but they may be illegal because they don't have the certificate. Now the question is that, do a common man has ability to secure a mining license? Is another question of its own also. That's why we are calling here that each community in Adamawa State should form a cluster, register a mining site for the community, so that every member of that community will not be an illegal miner. And let me tell you something about mining. You may be as a big man as you can be. Somebody will just come and cover your side. You have become an illegal person in your land. That is a convention, because solid mineral is an exclusive right of the who? Federal government. So if somebody go to Abuja, collect his mining license, and he made the emir or district head collect his consent, let me tell you, the truth is that nobody can have right of estoppel. You cannot stop such person, because he has acquired the legal title from government to come and dig the stone specifically, not farming. So the question of illegal miners, we should solve this problem. Illegal mining are people that even help us in Nigeria to create exploration. When illegal miners start mining, those that don't have certificate, it is there that the people that has money will go and push them away, cover the site. Them that came late become the legal miners. Them that has opened the site become illegal. So it is because of our own failure, our own poor leadership style, that's why we find ourselves. So let's solve that problem, please. Second question is that, though I'm not the government, I don't know how I can answer for government. It's okay that I will answer that one. Does government has a legal will or what, some power to, what?
Well, thank you, the convener. I just want to add that, already we have structure for mining in Adamawa State. We have the Ministry of Solid Mineral, and then as well as the mining company. Under their mandate, they have responsibility to liaise with federal government to see measures that will be taken to curtail illegal mining. Of course, I don't want to go into definition of what is illegal mining. The convener has already defined, and I think I just want to stand by his own definition. Secondly, as regards what government wants to do with respect to creating awareness, really, we have started, as I said earlier in one of my speeches, we have been collaborating effort with the convener, the Adamawa Chamber of Commerce and Industry, the Agro-Business, Ministry of Mining. Really, we have been working together to conduct a summit like this, in fact, much more wider than this. Secondly, under the Agro-Business of Adamawa State, we have credit guarantee scheme. About 5 billion naira has been deposited with the bank. That money is not meant for loan to be disbursed to small-scale businesses, but to guarantee loans that will be given by commercial banks to small-scale businesses. That project has already started. There are beneficiaries of such arrangements, and they can guarantee as much as 30 million, 50 million. They have started. So already, the Adamawa State government had made solid arrangement for that. Nobody can touch that money except to guarantee loans that will be given to the bank. Where there is a default, that is why the loan will stand as a guarantor. And we want to assure you, we are going to create more awareness. Some time ago, I formed a team, visited all the local government in conjunction with the Chamber of Commerce. That is exactly what we are going to do to intensify effort towards creating awareness so that our small-scale business will do that. Somebody has just given us information about the substantial amount given by the federal government that is in Bank of Industry. I'm happy that he made that announcement because that has been the fear. We are aware of Nexim. We had about 2 billion to our credit, Adamawa State government. For the past 3 years, we could not access it. And because of that, they had to move the zonal office to Maiduguri. And the obvious reason, because of the stringent conditions, since I've been moved to the Ministry of Commerce, we have been making effort for people to access 5 million, 10 million. From that fund, we could not succeed because the kind of collateral they needed, the small-scale business people could not meet up. But now, with the information that is given, I want to urge all our small industry to take advantage of this, explore more, and get more information about that. We are going to look for him to give us more knowledge so that when we go around, we will educate our people.
Yes,
so, government is already doing something. But I assure you we will intensify more effort and do more. Thank you very much.
Thank you, and thank you, and thank you. I just got this vital information that government official in this on our midst, they will be having a tour by 2, and in that premise and in this juncture, Mr. Chairman, you must come on stage now and give a closing remark so that we can allow the government official to probably go for the tour they're supposed to be going, and from there we'll have our exhibition and any other vital information, please. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much and good afternoon once again. As closing remarks. Sorry, let me clarify a little about the proposed tour. When the Honorable Commissioner of Commerce and Industry was making his presentation, he mentioned about developmental strides in the state, about the gigantic projects and so on, and he welcomed our August visitors in February. That's our people that came from outside the state to join him or join a team to see what the government is doing. So he has met his contact and they propose a small bus for this our guest. So our guests from outside Nigeria and maybe outside the state, you know, like you and your team, sir, there will be this courtesy bus that will be able to take you just within the vicinity to few of the projects they are doing, so that you can appreciate more what the government of the day are doing. Beside that, I think we'll say we are edging closer to the end of the 2-day program. On it, there's supposed to be exhibition still today. If the representative of the governor left abruptly yesterday after he got a call that he has to leave. So we'd like to invite you, sir, after the closing program to take few of those that are unable to go through those stalls yesterday to see. It's very important that you see firsthand and you create an impression of what is planned. If you don't mind, sir, we urge you to do it, maybe as quickly as you may wish to. So, participants, conveners, organizers, our invited guests, it's a great honor and privilege to once again appreciate you for finding your time to spend, in these 2 days. We hope that it's a worthwhile stay that you have had here with us, and I'm very sure, or I'm very hopeful that people who have clean idea of investment must have tapped a lot from what has gone on. The contact and the networking is still open. Any of us or any of the conveners can be contacted. He has quite a number of complimentary cards in his pocket that can be shared so that the matter can go up. But let me not miss the opportunity to say that the Permanent Secretary of Ministry of Commerce, on behalf of our ministry, has made a little commitment, sir, on your behalf to say that there will be a follow-up. There will be a follow-up to this. I advise that it should be as quickly as possible when it is still hot, because she seems quite convinced that there's something that can be done to unravel it. I wish to encourage you, Ma, to follow up on that statement of, of hope that you have made for our people. I'm very sure with additional advocacy and sensitization, quite a number of our people will benefit. It's therefore my, once again, my honor to appreciate you for this time. Maybe at this point in time, maybe we shall, MC, okay, he's a bit busy. We shall call on the, Ibrahim Bapeta, if you can come up, sir, to appreciate people as a, yes, okay, right. So the Alhaji Ibrahim Bapeta, sir, would like you to come up to the stage to thank people on behalf of our dear brother, Senator Ahmed Muallaidi, for packaging this program together. Thank you once again. He's going to come.
Ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you for all your patience. We thank you for all your time. The convener just met me with a very key issue. That's he had a serious call from, I think, Lagos or Abuja also. There is National Chairman of Miners Workers. He had a call that something of this nature is going on. And it is their own program. And they are stakeholders. So they have a 1 minute, I think it's a speech that is not up to 1 minute of your time. Mr. Chairman, sorry for breaking the protocol. In fact, I would have drawn up the curtain from here, and it's just past my power. But the agricultural of Okro workers, you're welcome. Where is the coordinator of the miners, please? Come upstairs. National coordinator of the miners, where are you? Come on, deliver your message, please. Yeah.
Sorry, I am not the national chairman. I'm representing the national chairman of National Union of Mine Workers. Good day to you all. By name, Muhammad Sagir Abdul Karim Dabchi. I stand on the existing protocols. It is a privilege to me to stand before you on behalf of the Comrade Muhammad Hamza, the National President of National Union of Mine Workers, to deliver his message on the Northeast 2025 African Mineral Summit and Exhibition. From the National Secretariat of the Nigerian Union of Mine Workers on 25-26 February 2026 in Yola. The leadership of the Nigerian Union of Mine Workers wish to congratulate the organizers of this very important and impacting exhibition. This is indeed taking place at the right time on the evaluation of our country effort. Our country effort to diversify the Nigeria economic food chain from agricultural to oil and mineral sector development. We at Labour Trade Union Organization saddled with the responsibility organizing workers in the mining industry as the vitalization of the agriculture and solid mineral sector. However, the union wished to reiterate its commitment to membership recruitment, organizing, advocacy, welfare, and data collection of mining workers. This will reduce the illegal mining activities, banditry, women and child labor, and other social vices. Therefore, the leadership of the union wish to call on the government through the agriculture and solid mineral development for effective collaboration to enhance productivity, security, and welfare agriculture. Agriculture and mining industry. We wish all organizers, participants, exhibitors a successful exercise. My name is Sagir Abdul Karim. As I said, I am the chairman of National Union of Mine Workers representing Mubi North, Mubi South. Please upload to my boss, Mr. John Parker. Thank you very much. Thank you very for listening.
Thank you, Mr. Sagir, the representative of the National President of the Miners Workers of Nigeria. I call on Dr. Bapete, please, for a vote of thanks. From there, you may wish to go for the exhibition, but we have a communique to present. You may wish to wait, or you can go for the exhibition. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. As we come almost drawing the curtain over the program, we'd like to thank everyone and everybody that is here for all these 2 days to listen to what we in the partnership with all those people that are here. The most appreciation goes to our chairman, who have lived everything that he has to make sure that he coordinated this program very well, very effectively, that make the success that all of us will happy today. We want to appreciate all our people that are here, that have taken time to come here and be part of this. My big brother, Engineer Waziri, is also here. A very good political ally in person of General is also here for this all the time. And I will not forget one of those, our captain of industry, the MD and CEO of Gidangona in person of Alawan, who has been on work helping us from the day we came here in Yola for this program. He has been up and down with us to make sure that he sees that we are successful in this program. But before I go back, I end this myself. I want to make some little contribution in terms of what the people might have raised with respect to Nexim Bank. I want to assure the commissioner, myself, and the convener, we will do everything possible to make sure we reach out to Suleiman, who is currently in the Northeast as the head of the Northeast. He was also charged with the responsibility of making sure people access to these funds. We'll try to make sure that we see him, we invite him. I also want to inform people and the ministry, Imam Hafiz always been is a developer. Musa Imam Ahmudu, that he is readily available at any time to assist you in making sure that you access to the funds, especially the developmental funds that are available for SMEs. This one I want to assure you. And he has been coming to this, soliciting people to work with him to make sure you have gotten this fund. I want to tell you, please, can I have your attention, Mr. Imam? Imam, can I have your attention, please? Yes. Can I have your attention for 1 minute? Imam is here, and he is committed to Adama. Wherever we are having a program, we always goes with him. This is to make sure that our people in northern Nigeria, and Northeast in particular, were able to get access to these funds. Imam is available to make sure that he teaches you how to make farming possible in gout, especially gout, and he's here to assist you anytime. I think we will make his number available to the Ministry of Trade and Investment, so that if you have anything you want to find out, if you have difficulties in finding funding in this Bank of Industry, that funds are there, please, Imam is available at any point in time to assist you. So let us not wait until when we complain only without making an effort. Let's make, he is available. And I'm sure, Imam, you will be available to assist our people in make sure. And I've gotten this commitment to tell you. I want to thank you, everybody. May Allah in His infinite mercies to take everybody back to his various places safely. Thank God, and God bless you all. Thank you so much.
So the MC, I think, has stepped out, but the exhibition is going on well. Now the representative of the governor has stepped out. I think they are trying to coordinate the tour bus outside. So I think we will still encourage that the exhibition desk should go around as much as you could.
Let's make love to my song. I give you my heart, oh, it's extra love. It be true love, I do see when I look in your eyes.